All right, we're here doing the first official live stream for Mom and Pop's Video Shop. I am Joel.
Hey.
Obviously, I always got to use this. There's Tyson right there. And we have two guest clerks in the shop tonight. I'll go in and I'll just keep going in the pattern that I was going. So Tyson, then beneath him is Dave Z from the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast and Jay of the Dead's New Horror Movies and anything else you want to mention. And next to him is Jason Voorhees. So welcome, Jason. This is we're gonna whenever we kick it over to Jason, by the way, everyone just goes silent and we'll just stare at him.
Like Arsenio?
I was going to say, it's like the Arsenio episode.
Thing. Exactly. Exactly. So GREGAMORTIS is here. Of course, I realized, Greg, your name tag was, we should have put Jason Voorhees. We kind of I messed that up. I should have done that. But of course, Land of the Creeps, Jay of the Dead's New Horror Movies. These two wonderful gentlemen agreed to join us for our first ever official live stream. Tyson and I were too chicken to do this live before, but now we're mixing things up. That's what we're doing, right, Tyson?
It's like the first time I got my first belly button ring. I had to have all my friends there holding my hands. So I'm glad that I'm not alone.
I feel like that's something new I didn't know about you. So that's great.
No, I'm glad these guys are, dude. I feel like I'm with in the presence of like horror podcasting royalty here. Like I should be.
Well, you are every time you podcast with me.
Yeah, well, I know, but I've grown accustomed to your face.
I'm sorry for that. So I do want to say that, of course, everyone, we're welcoming you to this live stream. Dude, we actually have 11 people live with us. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is about 10 more people than I thought we would get.
Yeah, welcome, awesome. Everybody. Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello.
I want to give a shout out. So we've got some comments. Now, everyone, please just bear with me here. We have literally, I'm using StreamYard. I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm going to click on your comment and it should show up. Let's see what we got. Boom. Person whose name I cannot pronounce. Bring it on, fellas. Yeah. All right.
I think Ian Urza.
We're doing
is that Ian Urza?
Is it?
Brian Scott.
You're seeing him in there. Okay. And then let's see. We got Horror Movie Fanboy says, hello, y'all. Hello. More. Okay. I see Ian now. There he goes.
Yo.
Let's see. Yes. And then we've got Ian. Hey, joining for a few minutes, going to see the first Friday the 13th at my local independent theater in an hour. Hey, Ian saw the same thing playing at ours in town, a little art house kind of indie place. And I thought to myself, how bad do I want to do the live stream? Because I didn't get to go with Tyler. Yep. Or Tyler. I called you Tyler. I've only been podcasting with you for how long and known you for years. And I'm calling you my cousin's name. Tyson.
Whatever. What a dick.
I know. God. So Tyson went to go see it. And because I go to bed at like.
With my mom, by the way.
Yes, because your mom is awesome. But yeah, so have fun, Ian. Stay as long as you can. Wow. Great to have you here. It's
very cool. It is very cool on the big screen. For sure.
Stefan from Germany. What's up?
Oh, wow. Yes. Yeah. And so we've got Twitchy Pidge 1. I think this, maybe you pronounce it. Well, hell, back to work. So I will watch the rerun. I'm sorry, Twitchy. I feel you. Despite all the jokes thrown my way about not having a job, I have had real jobs and they suck. So let's see here. We got here. Great to see the beautiful faces. Well, I appreciate that. And I'll assume you mean everyone else. But thank you very much. Let's see here. Okay, we got Danny's in the house. This is awesome. I have listened to you guys for years, except for Dave Z, literally hours that you will never, ever get back, Danny. Ever. Never getting it back, buddy. All right. See, Horror Movie Fanboy says, we're getting way more comments than I thought we would. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, and then, we got it's Stefan from Germany, and now I see it. Yep. Cool. Stefan, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Roger's here. Dave Z isn't the person that didn't like Stir of Echoes, is he?
No, I love it.
Was that Mac? No. Was it Mac the one that?
Dude, I'm gonna say, hey, Mac's gonna have some death threats coming after that episode.
Mac, I love Mac. Is legitimately he's a great person, but
he salted some wounds.
I will say this in Mac's defense. He's basically like a child. He's only 30 something, right? Or is he 40? I don't know. Whatever. He's 10 years younger than I am. So he's a kid, and kids, the kids say crazy things. So we'll just go with
That's right.
Video Tasties is here. Welcome, Video Tasties. Says evening.
That's a name I recognize from
yeah, I do too.
The comments on the channel.
Yes,
I think.
yes.
Yeah.
Raven Pearl. That seems familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl. Why do I know? Oh, happy birthday, Pearl.
That's right.
Yes. Woohoo. She says.
Happy birthday, Pearl.
Yes.
Billy D is in the house. Halloween Babies podcast. What's up, y'all?
Babies.
This, I assume, is the same Billy D that turned me on to Skinnamarink and made me a pariah. Yes. All right, man. I'm so happy. Here we go. Here we go. Matt, Father Son Watch Horror. Amy Steele is the greatest final girl. That is all. So you can wrap this up and everybody can go have a pizza. I'm not telling you what that remains
yet to be seen.
So we'll explain how we did this in a second. I'm going to go through a couple more of these. Let's see here. Pumpkinhead Peter, bringing you guys with me to the bathroom because I need to pee. That seems appropriate.
Peter.
Hey, at least he's out of the closet, boys.
Yeah.
Peter, you're my love.
Danny, it's more like hundreds of your hours you'll never get back. All right, well, the Sid Haig avatar is appropriate, I suppose. Let's see here. Horror movie fanboy Peter in the house. I love that dude. We all love that dude. How can you not love Peter? Peter loves any and all movies and is legitimately as nice as he seems. Let's see here. We got Roger's back. Okay, good. All right,
dude.
I just have all these people, all these awesome people. Doug is here, my good buddy Doug. Hey, it's Doug watching on TV. So you're seeing. I hope it's a small TV, Doug, because you're seeing us on a big TV. I am so sorry, but yeah, Doug is here
because we're in HD tonight, so they're seeing every blemish, every gray hair.
Doug,
The worst. We spared no expense for the first live stream here.
Exactly. Right? Well, to be fair, it's a free trial of HD, so I was cheap.
Yeah, but you'll forget, and I'll forget to remind you, and you'll end up with a charge next month. So
probably. Well, and after this, maybe I'll
on this being it.
All right, Matt says
exactly.
it is not yet to be seen. I have a red phone to God, and a button that'll send us straight to hell if we don't pick Amy Steele. Is that what you're saying? Okay, we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to hold off on the rest of the. I think that's all of the. I caught up on the comments. So that is awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Honestly, I cannot begin to tell you how much it means to me personally that anybody showed up, because I'm not lying, Tyson, when I said, hey, at least we'll have fun with our friends and talk to cool people Friday the 13th.
I actually feel obligated to make this thing worth a damn now.
I know. Exactly. All right. So let me get this all going here. We're going to hide this here. And let me make sure. Let me see here. One more comment. Roger Rawlings. Didn't they make a movie about that? Oh, yeah, they did, I think. Yeah. Thinking of was it The Box with something about Mary? Come on, Joel. Cameron Diaz. Wasn't she in it? Wasn't The Box?
No.
Was that the one where they pushed the button and something would happen? Based on a Matheson story, I think. Roger, correct me if I'm wrong. Proving I pulled most of this crap out of my butt, and I could be wrong.
Boxing
Just called The Box, not Boxing Elena, just The Box. Horror movie fanboy, agree, Master Matt. Give me Amy Steele. Man, I think this might be a controversial episode. We will have to see. We will have to see how this goes.
Be.
All right, so I will. Yeah, doing the comments is fun. That's like I just want to do do nothing but comments.
Macula might not be the only one that only has like 48 hours to live.
That's possible. If Amy Steele, can you imagine if Amy Steele was technically, obviously, one of the survivors, one of the classic final girls, if not the classic final girl, for all of you out there that want to beat me up if I don't say otherwise. Yeah. But wouldn't it be great if not only she was on the list, but we just leave her off completely? That would be kind of, because she's obvious. We decided to leave her off. Just kidding. We didn't do that. All right. And
we look like a bunch of hacks, and we've got like Halloween franchise girls peppered in here too.
Yeah. Yeah. Friday the 13th. We just sort of randomly pick ones. All right. Let me see if I can do this. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go to. Do you want to share this, or I need to add it to the stage?
Yeah, I can share. I think I can share the presentation if you want to. Okay. Do we want to give a quick background on what we're doing?
Yes, you go ahead and do that while I do some housekeeping here for a second.
Okay, so the main event tonight of our live stream is the four of us will be ranking what was originally going to be the ranking final girls of the Friday the 13th series. And then we decided, well, you can't really rank final girls and not include Tommy Jarvis. And then the more we got to thinking about it, we realized that, you know what, the franchise has actually had a lot of survivors, more than just Final Girls plus Tommy Jarvis. So what we're doing tonight is essentially ranking any character that has managed to make it to the end of a Friday the 13th installment. We think we've got everything covered. We do have one honorable mention here when we get into the presentation at the beginning that Dave Z caught, so we'll talk about that. But essentially what we did was come up with a list of about 25 or maybe 26 characters, and each of us on our own ranked those characters from 1 to 25. Each of those there's Mrs. Voorhees making her way across the screen. I'm guessing that's the birthday girl, not you, Greg, but
yeah.
So every character had a rank value, and then we compiled those into a master list and then used each of those to basically come up with the overall list of 26 characters. Now, I think Joel and I know what the final outcome was, but if I'm not mistaken, Dave and GREGAMORTIS, you guys don't know where everybody fell, right? As far as characters. So this is going to be exciting for you too.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
So basically blame all. This was basically Tyson's and my way of making sure we were not the sole responsible parties if this turns out in a way that pisses people off. That's basically what this comes down to.
Exactly.
We are cowards. We are cowards.
This is going to be fun. So we put together a presentation. We'll highlight each character. We'll start at number, I think there were some ties here. So I believe we're actually starting with number 21. And then we'll discuss kind of each character. All of our respective scores will be on the screen, so we can kind of talk about why each of us scored each character the way we did, and see what kind of arguments and whatnot falls into place. So with that, you guys want to jump into it?
Yeah, let's do it. You try to share it if you can. I'll do it. Yeah,
I'll do it.
Boom. There it is.
Is it coming up?
Yes, it's coming up.
Let me go to full screen here.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay. So with no further ado, then we're going to jump into ranking the Friday the 13th Final Girls and anyone else who makes it. So I mentioned an honorable mention. I had forgotten about Rennie's dog from part 8. Dave Z reminded us that, in fact, what is that? Is that like a border collie? I think. Yeah, I think Dave Z reminded us that the border collie named Toby actually did make it. And I think if I remember correctly, at the end, didn't we get a little fake like jump scare? We thought we were getting a Jason POV camera work at the end, and it actually wound up being the dog coming around the corner. Yeah, so I vaguely remember that. So thank you to Dave Z for reminding us that, in fact, there was one additional canine.
Who can forget? So who can forget Toby? And there's a reason why I can't forget.
I know
Toby.
It's adorable, right? Do you want? Well, go ahead. If there's a reason you can't forget, fire away.
Well, the reason I can't forget is because Toby's the worst dog ever in the history of terrible. A terrible waste of a dog. They bring it on a ship, which, come on, a ship? Really? Yeah. Nothing happens with the dog. They don't use it at all. And then somehow, this boring dog and her boring owner at that, somehow at the end of the movie, they don't show the dog escaping the boat, the Lazarus, and going into New York. But suddenly at the end of the movie, well, the first strike against her is that she actually sees, or he, I don't know, Toby, probably a boy. Okay. He actually sees the freaking dreams that Rennie is seeing in a window and barks at the freaking dream. Like, what a
hold on. Hold on. I'm going to step in. This is not unprecedented. A movie that I think myself and maybe, I can't remember if Matt Rawlings is a fan or if he hates this movie. Maybe I'll go with the assumption he likes it, because then if he hates it, it's funnier. Hills Have Eyes Part 2. It was established that dogs are capable of flashbacks and everything else. So I
got a little bit of a sixth sense, sure.
Yes, so Toby could have in fact seen.
Okay, fair. I don't like it in that either. I don't like it in Advice 2 either. I don't know if it's Beauty or Beast, whichever one. But Toby, like I said, barking at a freaking thing that he shouldn't even be seeing. He doesn't do anything the whole movie. And then at the end of the movie, you go so long without seeing him that it's the cheapest freaking jump scare ever, because all of a sudden it's like, you POV, and then you see and it's a dog. You're like, really? Where have you been for the past freaking hour we've been in New York? And now you're showing up now for a cheap scare? I don't like it.
I can't see any of the comments yet, Joel, but is Dave Z getting any flack for being a dog hater yet?
No, we actually have a few more. We have a few more. So Video Tasty says Terry should have been the final girl. That was his comment from earlier, I think, when we were talking about Amy Steele and everything. And then Peter let us know he's done urinating. So thanks for that, Peter.
That's some good peeing.
That says, powerful Nordic pee. And let's see, we've got this was Stefan. Wasn't this Stefan or I hope I didn't get the wrong. Let me see. Let me scroll back up. Now I see when people actually have like hundreds or thousands.
Oh
yeah, hard.
Can you imagine like trying to keep track of? Oh, it's Stefan. Yeah, it's Stefan. So it says I'll go with New Bloods Tina Shepard. We'll see where she lands. She's on the list. Let's see.
Like Tina.
Now, Danny says I am surprised Greg doesn't really have much Halloween merch. I mean, how Dave is representing Friday the 13th. First off, everyone needs to know Dave's got literally a room in his like. I don't want to take out a turn, Dave, but
he's in the Friday the 13th wing. If we were covering Halloween,
yes, and just so we're clear, my video shop has penis envy. That's of his store setup.
I don't even have a door in my office. I had to hang like fortune teller curtains. So if y'all have doors where you're at, then you're already.
So Tyson, we've established Tyson is like has the micro penis of video shops.
Right.
Okay. All right. We're good. Let's see here. Matt, only Joe could bring up The Hills Have Eyes 2, which is a turn. I thought you hated it. That's right. I'm the only person that likes that movie.
wow, man.
All right.
And let's see. We got a couple quick ones. See, Greg Morgan. Danny, I have a time.
I commented.
Yeah. Okay. And then Stefan, love Toby's bandana. It's very stylish. It's almost an ascot.
Sure is.
And then Stefan again. Oh, dog time. Well, what do you expect? If you listen to us for more than a second.
Well, we managed to bring up dicks less than 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and Daryl would be proud.
He would be very proud. And I will say that anyone watching, it's like either the number didn't immediately drop down to like 2. Lets me know that probably most of our audience is fine with that. So, all right.
Dogs to dongs.
Exactly. All right.
So we're going to move on?
Let's move on because we do have to keep a good pace with this to get through everybody.
That's right. So here's the thing. Apparently, we're all dog haters because coming in at number 21, our official last place is Muffin. I believe she's a Shih Tzu from Friday the 13th, Part 2. Now, here's the thing, Dave Z. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. We're assuming. I think we're taking some creative liberties here in assuming that Muffin made it to the end because I think there's still some ambiguity with the end. Was it a dream? Was it not? Did he? The dead meat pile we see halfway through, was that actually Muffin or what? So the romantic in me wants to believe that she made it. So there you have it, Muffin at number 21 and how each of us scored her.
All right, so Dave, give us the skinny because I will say as the other resident Southerner along with GREGAMORTIS, I will say that being that this is sort of the Jason was a hillbilly sort of vibe in Part 2, I guess we could assume he might have killed that Muffin.
Well, this is it.
That joke fell really flat. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh man, down on a Muffin. So, I do love dogs, and I happen to love Muffin. But the thing is, I made my list where if I didn't think somebody survived, they're going to be at the bottom of the list because this is a list for whatever.
Fair enough.
Survivors.
Right.
Fair enough.
To me, Muffin did not survive. We saw the thing there. This is a dream sequence, especially how could she have opened that outer door on her own anyway if it wasn't a dream? And I love her, but she didn't survive, in my opinion. That's a dream sequence. So by default, she has to go where she went.
So we have a technical foul in the ranking system.
Well, but here's the thing. Apparently, Dave and I still hate somebody in the franchise, or 2 or 3 people at least, more so even than Muffin. Now, you and GREGAMORTIS apparently Joel rated her in last place on your list.
Yes.
But it's looking to me like Dave Z and I, there's at least a handful of folks that we dislike even more.
Wow. Well, I will say as a massive dog person, it wasn't anything personal against Muffin. It was just I haven't seen Part 2 in a hot minute, and I could barely remember her. So I was like, last. that was my great logic.
But
poor Muffin.
I remember her owner, and I remember her well.
Yes,
we all do.
Yeah,
indeed. Yep. So in 21st place, Muffin came in with a total of 7 points. So and now from here, I don't remember where the hell.
Number 20 is Amy Steele. I don't want to give it away, but number 20 might be Amy Steele.
No. Number 20 was a 2-way tie. We had Sooneron from Jason X and Sean from Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And when I sent this list out, I was calling him Jim, and then realized once I was building this that Jim was actually the dude that dies in the boat. I didn't even have the right character.
Okay. Yeah.
In Part 8, yeah. So there's probably a reason that Sean is in number 20 on the list, because none of us even caught that we had the wrong damn character name. But
any thoughts on Sooneron or Sean, other than they're obviously not super memorable since no one apparently.
Sooneron built KM14, which was kind of cool, but I don't know that there's a whole lot of other redeeming qualities.
Hold on 1 second before we continue. We have a brief interruption in the stream. I'm gonna have to add, and let me just momentarily hide.
It's Jason from Part 2. He can tell us for sure whether he killed the dog or not.
Did you kill Muffin, both literally or metaphorically? And Friday the 13th Part 2. And appropriately, he's gone silent, so that's even appropriate. No comment.
I'm just doing what Greg did.
That's true. You are.
I even love the background. It almost looks like the wood paneling from Part 2, doesn't it? In the back.
They're trying to say.
Just said so.
They're saying your place looks like a hillbilly shack, Peter.
No, it looks like it. No, it looks like a sex shack for a bunch of I'll camp counselor trainees.
18-year-old daughter that.
Well, you're right near Amsterdam, right, Peter? Like really close. So.
Like Iceland, or
can I give you the finger?
Yeah, Greenland. Isn't that where you're near? Like,
oh, you bastard!
Now he's freezing up. All right.
They're Norwegian, Mac.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, my internet has been shit since
we did Spooky
World War II.
Oh, God. I'm already regretting this. Hi, Greg. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Peter.
I'm not going to be here for long because I can't bear these.
Because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. All right, let's do a couple quick comments. We got Michael. Let's see. GREGAMORTIS. Buzz here.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th Part 3 is the best. Muffin just ran off like any dog would do.
What's up, Mike? My boy, Mike. What's up, Mike?
Sweet. Hey, Mike.
I have that action figure too.
Mike, I will tell you, for me personally, Friday the 13th Part 3, I think was the first one I ever saw. And over the years, every time I watch it, I love it more and more. It's definitely my top tier. It's top tier for me. I love Part 3 of the franchise. Yeah. So let's see here. Tony is here. Amy makes GREGAMORTIS steal. Whatever do you mean, Tony? Whatever do you mean? Let's see. Doug says Muffin is one of the best parts of 2.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! Wow. Shots fired. Hey, Matt, I wonder. Yeah,
what do you
Matt
mean?
might be listening still. If he is, I wonder what his thoughts are, since I think that's his favorite one. Well played, Doug. Well played. Let's see.
What do you mean by best parts? It's like sirloins or
good point.
See,
yeah, Tony said that's the killer from the
Phantom Killer of Texarkana.
That's right, baby. I have that. I should have had that poster up. That's like.
I have my.
Do you have that?
Great movie.
What's that? What's that, Tyson?
Joel, you've got the Talent Dreaded Sundown poster.
Yes.
Oh, we might have to do some horse trading at some point.
Perhaps
you can't have your tape back.
Yeah, I was about to say. I said.
Peter, I gotta find some bullshit I don't need. Like, see if I can't find any.
Hold on, wait. Didn't you get? Didn't you get the Thing soundtrack on vinyl for like $2 from a Goodwill or something once?
$1. Thank you very much. I paid $1. Still in cellophane. I just can't reach it without knocking Baba Yaga over.
Stefan says Precious Pete. Yes, Precious Pete is here. Greg already said Mike. All right, see, horror movie fanboy. Hi, Peter.
Hey, Peter.
I agree with you, horror movie fanboy. Friday the 13th 3 is amazing indeed. Stefan says, Peter, is that the famous closet? No, that's I think he says your kids' room.
By the way, Greg, stop it with the closet. I haven't been in the closet for I'm out of the closet.
You came out of the closet like last year, right?
We accept you just as you are, Peter. Just so you know.
We love
you. Don't have to wear. Hey, you don't have to wear that sack on your head, man. You be proud of who you are.
No, you be proud, buddy. All right, and then Tony says, "I'd buy that for $1." I love that. I got my kids to say that. My kids will walk around, "I buy that for $1."
Yeah.
Because I don't know if that makes me a good dad, a bad dad. I don't know. Whatever.
That makes you an awesome dad.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's continue on. Sally Force. So, Peter, are you going to bed now? Which we both know you're not, but
no.
Okay. Well, I love you, Peter. I'm going to remove you because we are going to continue ranking the Friday the 13th.
Can I just say,
yes.
Hey, Miss Steele.
Love you, Peter.
We got a lot of Amy Steele fans in the house.
God almighty, we better
Oh, yeah,
we better represent on some level. All right, let's do this. Let's get through some of these guys.
So enough.
Next up.
So Sooneron and Sean came in at 21 points apiece. So in 19th place, we've got another two-way tie between Jessica Kimball from Jason Goes to Hell and Nick from Part 7, A New Blood.
New Blood.
Now,
Yeah.
check out our individual scores here. I think that I'm sort of an outlier on this one. Well, with Jessica Kimball anyway. So I gave her 15 points. And I think that the reason that I ranked her a little bit higher is simply that like maternal instinct that she had in it. You know what I mean? She was fighting for the baby. And I mean, let's face it, it takes some balls to jump on his back. And by the way, we're spoiling the hell out of these for those of you that have not seen the entire
I really feel anybody who's watching a
not that we made that decision ahead of time, but
but
I'm
Tyson,
on like my second
Tyson,
old fashioned, and I'm not going to be able to bring myself in.
Well, and I will tell you, I highly doubt anybody watching a live stream of ranking Final Girls hasn't seen these movies multiple times. So don't worry about it. Yeah,
it's been a hot minute since I've seen Jason Goes to Hell, but I remember that final scene at the house, and I mean, it takes some huevos to do what she did at the end, and I think that and the fact that she was fighting for her baby, that type of thing. I think that's why I ranked her as high as I did. But have you guys got anything to say about? I don't have much to say about Nick from Part 7.
Obviously I ranked them single digits, so no, I don't have much to say. Real quick, as we go to the next slide, Tony says, "A great dad." Thank you, Tony. I appreciate the sentiment. Abraham says, "What's up, Dave Z?"
Ram Man, what up? Ram Man's cool.
All right, and then we got Tony back. Oh, referring, I believe, to Jessica. She's the one that got away, and by that I mean we didn't get to see the goods. Touche, Tony. Touche.
I'd rather see your mom.
Roger, was anyone really a survivor? Jason Goes to Hell? I guess I'm talking about their careers. Ouch.
Good point.
Okay.
Am
I the only person that kind of likes that movie? Seriously?
No, you probably.
Dude, can I be honest with you? And I'm definitely gonna stir some shit here. I think that the Kane Hodder makeup in Jason Goes to Hell is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's not a good take. I don't agree with
that. You don't like Jason Goes to Hell?
No, you and I agree 100%.
The built-in hydrocephalic.
I don't hate it, but that's not my favorite look by any stretch. No. I will say
is Part 7 your favorite?
7, yeah, I do like, because 6 is my overall favorite. So 6, and I like 3, 4, 6, and 7, and even 8 to a degree, because I like how just in that one he's like full. I mean, 7 and 8 is kind of the same in a way. I guess the mask is more intact, I guess, in 8. Anyway, point is, I like 9 and I think it's a little C&D because that's the first one I officially saw in the theater, because I was gonna see 8 because I was like 13 years old when that came out, but I couldn't get to it in time. 9 was the first one I officially saw in the theater, so I have a little soft spot for that one. But I get why people hate it. I do get that.
Yeah.
I like Jason. I think that the reason that Nick probably scored for all of us as low as he did is I just think he was, overshadowed by Lar Park Lincoln and her.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Sure. So Tony says, "I love
most of the dudes I feel like on our list, you're going to see them ranked fairly low because again,
shocker.
With this franchise, it's all about the final girls, and there's not a whole lot of dudes that overshadow.
Well, except for one
who
played by 3 people. Yeah. Oh, hold on, real quick. Tony said, "I love it." I'm just going to assume, so I don't feel alone, Tony. You meant Jason Goes to Hell. I know you probably do. But all right, here we go.
Daisy.
All right, keep going. Let's do it.
All right, moving on to number 18. We've got Rennie with 30 points from Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Joel, it looks like you score her the highest out of all of us.
Did I mention I was 13 when when this came out? So
that's a good point, though. I feel like the age you are, depending on when this stuff comes out, is going to influence how you feel about it.
First off, I love Jason Takes Manhattan, as absurd and ridiculous as it is. I love it. I like her. I like that she gets Stephen King's pen, because she's going to be a horror author, and I don't care. I realize it's ridiculous to have a cruise ship leaving from somewhere in the middle of New Jersey or wherever the hell they are to to somehow get to, I don't know. When they go up the Hudson, I don't know what they did.
A couple days, right, to get to New York.
I don't know. I don't know geography of that area well enough. But all I'm saying is, yes, it's ridiculous. I don't care. I always had a soft spot for Rennie. So there you have it.
Jason's so soggy in this one too.
Yes, he's very soggy. I do like the look.
Like a big wad of wet paper towels in like a bus station. Just a big.
Fair enough.
So
all right, who do you got next? Number 17.
All right, moving on. Number 17, from the 2009 remake, Whitney Miller. Not to be confused with the what's her name, Panabaker. This is the the one that he gets at the very beginning and keeps chained up because I'm assuming she reminds him of Mother.
Yep.
Sure. So it looks like Dave hates her. The rest of us were kind of mad about it, but man, Dave's got a serious beef.
He almost hates her. He almost hates her as much as Muffin, even though.
Well, see,
I know.
I hate neither.
No, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he likes Muffin more than her.
I think he does.
Maybe, but see, there's two problems with that. Number one, having two girls with her, and the other one looking a lot alike.
Yeah, they looked a lot alike.
And it was too much. And the most important thing, she didn't survive. She got killed at the end, so she's not a survivor. So she's at the bottom for me. I kept it as real as
at the very end. We're talking. Okay.
Yeah, Jason jumps out and freaking kills them both. It's over.
Okay.
All right. Fair. This is why I wanted to make sure Dave was here for this, not only because of his immense Friday the 13th knowledge, but because I know he is such a freaking stickler for like every rule. He's like, no, she didn't live.
That aside, as a super fan, I'm just curious, real quick, Dave Z. How do you feel about the remake? Do you like the remake, or is this on an absolute shit list for you?
No, the remake is like right in the middle for me. It's after the first 5. It's probably my favorite. It's my number 6, I'd say.
Yeah, I did see this movie for the first. Yeah, I saw it the first time for just a couple years ago because I got to the point where I just hate all remakes, which isn't true. There's some that I like, but Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm looking at you. But this one I actually really liked. I was shocked how much I like this movie. I was really impressed.
Same here. I've always loved it.
Yeah, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, it kind of got back to the roots of and I think it's on a commentary they've made this connection, but almost Jason is a sort of like a John Rambo character, where he's more of a survivalist. Yeah,
that's
not
super. You got Derek Mears standing at like 7 foot tall, which is insane. Like, dude, he was a beast in this movie.
he was a good Jason. I think he was really good.
Oh
yeah,
absolutely.
Tony says most of the movies have a boy-girl survivor, which is a good point. Yeah, sadly.
That's why the first 3 are the freaking what it's all about. And then because they had to put Tommy in part 4, every other freaking producer and director had to freaking pair them up, and you have a
love interest.
And it's amazing how. And is it just me, or do a lot of the subsequent male leads look similar in some way, shape, or form, especially to Tom Matthews? Like, to me, there's a similar vibe to it. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They have a similar look to a lot of those guys. Let's see here. Tony said, Tim the Toolman Taylor walked in on her in the shower. Oh, I think you're talking about, was it Rennie? Was that part 8? I think he left that when we were doing part 8. So I don't know if that's who he was referring to. Let's see, Roger.
I'm way confused with that.
I can never remember. You're also almost 3 sheets to the wind. So I'm just kidding. I can never remember any of the, I think you meant 2009.
I can drive.
Despite seeing it numerous times. I only saw it once and I remember quite a bit. Yeah, hold on. Then he said 2009.
Just watching it earlier today.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I need to watch it. I've got the box set. I need to watch it. Elm Street remake is a masterpiece compared to the Friday remake. Is Jason living in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Ouch.
Tony, we will agree to disagree on that. I avoided that movie since it came out up until 2 months ago because Jay and the Dad no, Joel, you need to watch it. We need to review it, and I did. Son of a bitch.
As your friend, I'm afraid that participating in Jay the Dead's new horror movies is literally taking years off your life.
Well, but I love Jay and everybody involved. So
you're getting awful worked. You're getting awful worked up about some of these.
Oh, and he said yes, the part 8 chick. So that's who he was referring to. Let's see. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 was the best remake. Daddy, I promise I will not begin to go on a tirade about how I finished it finally. But I have such a hard time getting past poor hillbilly Michael. I can't. We aren't going there. This is not what we're talking about. We're talking about Friday the 13th.
This is Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Okay. All right. But good way to bait me. Yes, we will move on. Let's do this.
All right. Number 16 at 36 points. Oh boy. Clay Miller. This would be Whitney's brother.
Yes, Sam Winchester. Sam Winchester was.
Dave definitely hated him. I'm assuming for the same reasons because we're assuming that he dies at the end. But it looks like Greg and I came in kind of high, and I think the reason that I ranked this was just again that I respected that brotherly love element.
Yeah.
You know, him riding into town on his bike, and you know what I mean, just trying to be that.
You're such a softie.
Like,
You're such.
I know really that's the only reason because other than that, I mean, Homeboy pretty much gets his ass whooped in this.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, he definitely did not have the
Winchester.
He didn't have the Winchester skills in this one.
He did, but at least he did try to go into the lair. He tried to do his thing. He tried.
Yeah, I think that's why I did. He just respected him trying.
Yeah. A for effort, Clay. All right, number 15. Let's do number 15. Then we have a couple more quick comments.
Got a two-way tie between KM14, the droid from Jason X, and Ted.
Yes.
From Friday the 13th, part 2. And I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to do some explaining here, but why don't we start with KM14? Anybody got any comments on that?
I remember, does it like one of her nipples fall off or something weird?
Apparently GREGAMORTIS has got a thing for droids.
I love the droid. Jason X is like one of my all-time favorite Friday 13th movies. Absolutely love the bonker.
I love Jason X too, Greg. I love it. I love Jason X.
That droid, man, when KM14 takes it to Jason and she's got the badass weapon, I'm telling you, dude, it's one of my favorite scenes. She whooped ass, dude. She's badass.
Yes, she's good. And this is at like time because it was 2000. Is that when Jason X came out?
Yeah, I think what's 2000? Yeah.
Hey,
guys.
Hey, Ava.
This is my daughter Ava. She wanted to make an appearance.
Hi, Ava.
Can you hear?
Hi, Ava. How you doing, Ava? Can you hear us, Ava?
Hi.
Hi, Ava. I just met you. Hi.
Which is your what? Do you have a favorite? You haven't really seen all of them. Like we started watching kind of part 6 though, right?
Yeah.
And it was a little bit scary. Yeah.
So
who's your favorite? Who's your favorite monster then altogether?
Does Jason count?
Yeah, of course Jason counts.
Yeah, no, Jason.
There you go.
Jason's your favorite.
Good choice.
She's got some cool artwork in her room. Absolutely.
Yes.
And to prove that she's the sweetest kid, she went to Target with mommy earlier tonight. And what did you buy me at Target? Because I've been waiting all season for it.
Count Chocula.
Nah.
Come on. Come on.
Nice.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Talking about, but okay. Well, cool. Thanks for stopping in. And thanks so much for picking
all
up.
all the celebrity drop-ins tonight. This is fun.
Yeah.
What the world?
Real
quick, following up, and then I have to explain why I gave Ted 17 points. Tony said, "Rob,
and I'll explain why I gave him 1.
Halloween 2 is awesome." Here's the thing. Here's the deal, Tony. I've never watched it. So there's this long story about how I have a very kind of love-hate relationship with Rob Zombie stuff. I love him. Like, I think he's awesome. Every interview ever, I love the guy. But his movies kind of annoy the crap out of me, and it's a personal thing. Other than, ready for this, Lords of Salem. I finally watched that. Tyson told me I had to see it. Josh, Wolfman Josh told me for years I had to see it. I actually loved that one. So I need to watch part 2 of Halloween. I will give his other stuff a chance. I promise eventually.
Yeah.
All right. So Clay, let's see. Brian Clark says Clay had some balls. He got that from his brother Dean. Horror movie fanboy says KM14 is a badass. Agreed. Yep. Ted, you dead fuck. I remember that. Let's see here. Raven Pearl. Yes, she kicks ass. Yes, she does.
Yep.
I reason I brought up the year because it had Buffy vibes in a way to me, right? It like the Buffy the TV show. It definitely had Buffy vibes in that. She's only a 2 to B plus. What's the point if her nipples fall off? Sorry, babe. I swallowed your left nipple. Apparently we lost Tyson. Hopefully he will be back momentarily. Let's see here.
Yeah, I don't like her, man. My issue with Jason X, my 2 biggest problems are Cyber Jason and freaking KM and the goofiness of the freaking nipple.
I love it, Dave.
I watched Friday the 13th. I don't want to see fucking robots.
No, what you get first off, you get the hey Jason, what did they say? Well, you want to have premarital sex?
That was good. That was a better freaking sleeping bag kill than part 7.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. But I will say this. So here's the way I look at it, Dave. That's why you have parts at least 1 through 4, right? That's why you have 1 through 4 at the very least.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right, and the reality of the situation is, there he is. He's back. He's the man behind
The Mask.
I can't hear you.
I switched cameras.
Yeah, it was an act
Okay,
walkie.
I switched cameras, so hopefully this.
You were fine though. Did act walkie? Wipe it. It's got that smear thing. Wipe your camera. It's got the.
Yeah, it's like watching the burning.
Yeah. All right. I say Pumpkin and Peter apparently did not go to bed. Not Shocky. He says hi. Let's see. Hi. Doug, going to the After Hours Club was the best decision Ted ever made.
Yep.
Yes, it was. Yes, it. Daddy says, search for this Rob Zombie's Halloween fan cut. It's so much better. Okay. I will do that. Tony says, what up, Pearl? And Pearl says, hey, Tony. Oh, they're going back and forth in the comments. That's hilarious.
Right.
See, Cody says, no, Jim Carrey is the man behind the mask. Or is it Jamie Kennedy in the woefully underrated Mask 2? I'm just kidding. I've never seen it. It looks horrible. It looks horrible. Yeah. And lastly, and then we'll continue on, Mike says, just my opinion, the weirder the nipple, the better.
What did I miss for that 60 seconds?
You have to go back and watch. All right. Oh, yeah. Matt says, happy birthday, Pearl. We wish you and Dave happy birthday on HMP, but the latest won't be up until later tonight or tomorrow. Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you. So by the way, Matt, go back in the chat and see what Doug had to say about part 2.
Yeah, right.
All right. Do you have your list back, Tyson? Because I don't see it.
Can you? Oh, you know what? Since I was presenting, it probably kicked us out, didn't it?
You did. It kicked it out. So while you're getting that up, I have to explain why I like Ted and gave him 17 points. Okay. My reason is really, really lame. So I hope you all can appreciate it. The actor Stuart Charno, I think it's how you pronounce, or Carno, however you pronounce his name, was in one of my favorite 80s comedies. Just One of the Guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he and Ira Gross play like the nerd guys in the lunchroom, and they walk around. He walks around with like I think it's an iguana. I think he's got an iguana on his shoulder. He's always, I love that guy. I liked how not typical he was for a character in this movie in part 2. And so I love Ted. Ted gets my straight props as one of my favorite survivors. That's why.
I remember him
drinking a bar.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I think that's why I only gave him 1 point. I'm like, he didn't fight Jason. He didn't do. All he did was go. Exactly. All he did was go. What? Drink.
He found a way to avoid all of the drama. No, he's not going to need therapy. I mean, it's like, okay, everybody I know is dead, but beyond that, he's not going to need some kind of therapy because he himself.
Can you imagine the next day him like getting a lift back to the counselor training? Walking me and going like, what in the flying fuck?
Uber up, like, hey yo,
the dude in the wheelchair is deader than shit at the bottom of the freaking stairs.
Yes.
There's 2 people skewered together that were like mid coitus.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gonna be like, what a hangover.
Muffin's dead or not, despite what Dave Z thinks.
All right, let's keep this going. We got to keep moving here because we got about 15 to 30 minutes before everyone starts having hard out. So
all right, we'll rock and roll then.
All right, good.
At number 14 with 41 points, Will Rollins from Freddy versus Jason, played by one what's his it, Ritter.
Jason Ritter. Jason Ritter, the great John Ritter, late great John Ritter's son. And if I'm being really honest, that's kind of one of the reasons I picked him was because I'm a huge John Ritter fan.
I 100% knew that you gave him 14 points just because he's John Ritter's son.
You know me so well, Tyson. You know me so well. I actually liked him in the movie, though. I like.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
Freddy vs. Jason has kind of grown on me too a little bit. It's ridiculous, but it has grown on me a little bit. Yeah,
man, that soundtrack kick ass. Dude.
Yeah, and I'm a Fred head. I know I like the only one here, but Tyson, I know you like Freddy, but you're not as into it, I think, as I am.
He's probably number 3 in the big 3.
Heresy. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So moving on, we got Will Rollins.
Rowan number 13, Rowan from Jason X at 47 points. Joel, you apparently hate her, as does GREGAMORTIS, and Dave Z and I feel differently.
I don't know that I hated her. I just, you know what it was? Is she wasn't like because I haven't seen Jason X. Like most of the sequels, I haven't seen in a long, like it's been at least a few years. And so I was remembering her and I was trying to remember, okay, what did she do that really she didn't stand out to me.
She died.
So, yeah.
Right.
She died?
No.
She technically was frozen in time, and then they brought her back.
Almost.
In the beginning, yeah. Okay. She kicked ass. She got out and she got everybody organized, She reminds me in so many ways of Ripley, not just because Jason X takes place in space, but because from the modern time to the time that she's brought out of hypersleep or whatever,
she's like constantly that like, guys, you know, you do not want to screw around with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She reminded me of Ripley from Aliens. You know what I mean? Now she wakes up, she's trying to tell everybody, don't do this. This is a bad idea. You know, and I think that's why I ranked her as high as I did. Is
she's kind of like Crazy Ralph.
You know, she. Yeah, a little bit. But no, I thought she kicked ass, and she was one of those that, you know, from the get go was like trying to, you know, warn everybody at what a bad idea it was, and as usual,
you're doomed.
Yeah, she was great though, compared to like
the other
final girls didn't have any background about Jason or anything like that. You know what I mean? So she comes in and right away she's like, "Hey,
it is very possible because I had to, I had to assign somebody 5 points, right? It just happened to be her. I could go back tomorrow and watch Jason X and be like, yeah, no, she'd be like,
but Ted at the bar gets like 15 or whatever for you.
He was in just one of the guys, man. I love that movie.
All right, I understand. All right. Well, we've established that Dave and I are right, and you and GREGAMORTIS are wrong. So
okay,
moving on to
fair enough.
Stephen Freeman at 49 points from Jason Goes to Hell.
Also, the guy who has an interesting connection to another Friday the 13th.
That's why you gave him 16 points, isn't it?
That might be why I gave him. If Roby had been in any of these movies, know that she would have had like 23 points.
No,
there you go.
I ranked it pretty high here, as you can see with my 19 points, and that picture we used alone should tell you why.
Yes.
I mean, he goes toe to toe.
Yep.
No power tools, no heavy machinery, just full on fisticuffs.
And I love
Jason freaking Voorhees.
I also love the 50s Letterman jacket vibe too. Like I like that.
Sure.
I like that. Yeah. So,
and again, it goes back to that doing this for his family and his I don't think they were married. I think it was girlfriend and his kid. But the scene with what's his face from Hill Street Blues and 21 Jump Street, where he breaks his freaking hand. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, like that alone is worth a couple bumps up, I think, on the list to go through that kind of pain.
Steven, we're with you, my friend. We're with you.
Yeah. It's just bad that he was in a shitty movie. Like if he'd been in a better movie, then he would have got a little bit more points. He's in a crappy movie that I just can't give him points.
Yeah, I'm with you.
90% of the movie, it ain't even Jason. Like,
okay. Is it a shitty movie even with the amazing even with the amazing gimmick of Freddy's glove grabbing?
And what about the crate from Creepshow that's in the
yes.
And Aaron Gray.
And the Necronomicon.
Yes,
exactly.
It's got so many elements in it, dude. It's
don't
amazing.
Belong in a Friday the 13th movie. It's too wholesome.
Not at all.
Could you imagine that in the first 4? No. Why change it for later on? It just gets worse as it goes.
It's called because you're trying to get blood out of a stone, Dave. And you got a bunch of people sitting around the room going, okay, well, we got to do something different. What's popular right now? Body swapping? All right, go to number 11. Go to number 11.
We're closing in on the top 10. So at number 11, though, we have Pam from Part 5, A New Beginning. I like Pam.
Yeah,
I like her.
Yeah, I like Pam. I don't know. I give her a 9, so it's not like horrible, but
yeah.
Again,
I think it's that. I mean, even though she wasn't technically a mother to any of the cast, but it's that sort of maternal instinct that sort of did it for me. You know, she was sort of the house mother of the whatever.
Real quick. I got a couple more comments before we stop. We do the top 10. Let me get these real quick, okay? Let's see here. Horror Movie Fanboy says Rob Zombie rules. I love all his movies. Devil's Reject and House of 1,000 Corpses are my faves. Horror Movie Fanboy. I will tell you, I realize it's horror.
Look,
a lot
just
of
for
horror
him,
fans
we're gonna do a Rob Zombie set on the channel.
We will do that. Yes, we will have to review a bunch of his movies. I know absolutely. I need to. I started all of them. I just get like 30 minutes in. I'm like, I don't know if I want to. And it's not because I'm offended or I think it's too much. I'll be honest with you. I am like a stickler about. Ask Tyson. I'm annoying as hell about not just this. A lot of things. But I'm really annoying about dialogue, and his dialogue is so painful sometimes. It drives me crazy. It's my problem.
Fast forward to the Bill Moseley parts.
Yeah, maybe, you know what I should do? I should do like if they have like a Spanish language dub, and then do it in subtitle. I probably would like that better. All right, Pumpkinhead. Yeah, Pumpkinhead says, "Of course I didn't go to bed. Duh.
I went back to the closet.
Duh." Tony says,
All right.
"Happy birthday, Pearl." Had no idea mine's tomorrow. Happy birthday in advance,
Right.
Tony.
That's
Saturday
right.
the 14th.
October's a big birthday month.
Tony, we actually knew that. That's why we did this live stream. Was for you and Pearl.
This
that was
is for
actually
you, buddy.
Right.
100%.
You thought you were
horror-
getting a card with money, but no. It's a live stream.
Horror movie fanboy, yes. Just for the guys is
Yeah.
fantastic. Buddy, hey, all balls itch. It's a fact. That's what we learned from Buddy. Yeah. I love that movie. I could quote lines from that movie. And Joyce Heiser, again, maybe I should mention I was about 13 years old when I first saw that movie.
Ooh.
That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
Was it a movie for you?
Oh well,
One
you
of your
remember at the
first
very
PG
end, it was what back when PG-13 meant something, and yeah, buddy. All right, let's see. Pearl, thank you, Tony. Happy early birthday to you. Yes, indeed, Tony. Well, okay, now I'm going to show my age. What does UW stand for?
Yeah, right.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're what? God, I'm so old. I'm like, I don't know what is the things you kids are typing? What does LOL mean? What is LOL? All right. And let's see. Danny says
Lots of love.
Hey, Danny says Freddy vs. Jason's a 10. I'm assuming for me, it is definitely. I love it. Like it's goofy as all get up, and I love it. I guess the question now is: do you mean on a scale of 1 to 10 or like to 100? If you're doing like a math thing, if you're going to 100, then maybe that's yes. I don't know if that's like a legit. Tony says Greg sounds like he's in the lake, like with the remake chicken. It's 10 points. I hate him in this film. All right, here we go. Tony says she has the coolest line in the series. Jason effing Voorhees. That's who it is. Yeah. Okay. I think he's going back to Jason X and Rowan, right? Was that Rowan?
Rowan. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Pearl. Happy birthday again.
He just wanted his machete.
Yeah, that is a great. That part is awesome too. Pearl. Oh, thank you, Peter. I'm like reading everybody's comments, but maybe not everybody says seeing them. He's the reason Jason was turned back into a little boy in the toxic water because that's how his character arc ended in season 2 of the series. In case he wanted to come back. Okay.
Sure.
See, Roger. The glove was the best part of the movie, except for Aaron Gray. Hamada. I added those extra. I love that you put Hamada, so I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, I was 10, and even I thought Jason Goes to Hell was awful. Yeah, I wasn't 10, and I have no excuse, Danny, just so we're clear. Danny, then you will love the fan cut. All right, cool, fair enough. Marcus Aurelius. I love your stoicism, by the way, Marcus, just so we're clear.
Yes.
Friday the 13th, the synchronization is epic this evening. Yes, indeed. It's almost like we planned it.
That's our buddy.
Months in advance.
Yes.
My buddy Mark. What's up, brother?
Is your buddy Mark? All right, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, it's a 10, all caps. All right, I got you, Danny. I'm with you. All right. And the last comment before we do the top 10 here is thank you, Joel. You are welcome, my friend. All right, let's do this. Let's get through some of the...
Speaking of 10s,
yes.
let's
This is
crack
what we're
the
here
top
for.
10.
Woo!
We got a two-way tie. Lori Campbell from Freddy vs. Jason and Reggie the Reckless and his red sweatsuit
Greg
from part 5.
GREGAMORTIS.
55 points.
And I gave my boy 20.
Yeah.
I love Reggie.
Love Reggie, man.
Me
Such
too,
a great
man.
character.
Shavar
was the man.
What else was he in?
What do you mean?
I don't even know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't
Reggie
matter.
Reckless? He was Dudley from Different Strokes. I can tell you that much.
Okay,
Sure.
That's what I was trying to remember. I thought he was. Okay, it was Dudley.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I love him in this. There's something about him. I just love the red hood and the just the way he kind of goes after it. I think Reggie's fantastic.
Yeah,
Reggie
I kind of regret.
20.
This is one of those things that I regret
You
ranking him as low as I
should.
did.
How could you?
Not me.
You're a bad person.
Sorry, Reggie.
How could you hate Reggie? He's a
bad.
wonderful kid. He's a wonderful kid who takes no crap.
I'm not buying that he knew how to drive that tractor.
Hold on. If Michael could drive a station wagon.
Yeah, that was an automatic. I guarantee the Massey Ferguson.
I guarantee
the Massey Ferguson Reggie's on. I guarantee it's got a clutch.
Yeah, probably.
You know, as a 10-year-old, you don't just jump on there knowing how to let it rip.
Reggie knows the deal. I love me some Reggie.
He's cool.
I do
He's
too.
cool.
I love
It seems like we've all got a little love for part 5 though, and that's an often lamented installment.
I will say this. I feel of all of the franchises where there's that one, at least that one movie that everybody kind of collectively hates, 5 is the least painful for me to watch.
Really?
Yeah,
That was the first. That was the first one I ever saw as a kid.
Oh wow!
I feel like it's
a babysitter brought it over, and that was my first experience.
Wow!
Does everyone agree 5 feels the sleaziest? Like it's definitely the sleaziest of all of them, I think. But
That's
maybe
the director.
7.
His
I know.
background was porn, so.
Yeah. Well, and Savage Streets, right? Did he do Savage Streets? Or am I making that up? I think he did Savage Streets.
Did he do Savage Streets?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Explains everything, Tyson. Explains it all.
I don't want kids in my slashers. Tommy was one thing when they put him in the final chapter. That's fine, Corey Feldman and what he did, and that was going to be the end of it. But then they felt they were obligated in the next movie to have another freaking kid. It's just not as scary when it's not a final girl.
Because you know they're not going to go there. Is that the implication? Yeah.
They had 3 people: Pam, Tommy, and freaking Reggie. It's too much. This isn't a group against a Jason. I don't know. I like the guy, but
you are a purist, Dave. That is why we love you. You are a purist. Real quick, Lori Campbell, Monica Keena. I knew her from Dawson's Creek because I'm a dork, and I will say I am a fan.
Oh yeah.
Long pause.
Yes. She did a good job in this movie.
Yeah, and I thought she was good.
She was good.
And I agree with Quentin Tarantino because I showed my kids the trailer to this one. And I remember Tarantino said in an interview, the reason why he was excited to see it is because at the end, she says, they said, Jason was right, place your bets.
Yeah, man.
And he was so pissed because that's not in the movie.
Me too.
Yes, that's a great line. That's a great line.
Yeah.
Does she also, is her line, does she also have the welcome to my nightmare, bitch?
I don't remember. I remember place your bets because of the trailer.
Welcome to my nightmare. You're in my world. Bitch or something.
Yeah.
Like that,
It was so hot at the time. They kept doing it in all those movies. And
yeah. All right, number 9.
All right.
What are we doing?
Moving on. Number 9. Our first Tommy Jarvis character, played by John Shepherd.
Obviously not my favorite.
Wow.
Apparently.
You know what? I get why he was portrayed by Judge Shepherd the way he was. I get it. Mm-hmm. But of all the Tommies, he feels like the most passive. He feels the least because he's all
thought it was John Boy, be honest.
And he also he does look like John Boy a lot. Yeah.
He does look like John Boy.
Yeah.
No, listen, I think though, I gave him as many points as I did, the most out of the 4 of us here, because I thought, just look at this picture, like he's batshit nuts.
Right.
In part 5. I think it comes across. He's got that. The scenes where he's like working out and he beats the piss out of the guy down at where everybody's at eating breakfast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
He's got that like crazy person temper. Yep. You know what I mean? So, as a role, somebody that's been through trauma, I think it comes across way better.
Okay.
As a
bravo.
Freaking nutbar
he looks
than
like
even Tom Matthews,
who's been through the shit. Yeah.
That's it. See, he looks like he can survive the events of the final chapter, and this is 5 years later, etc. Whatever it is, he epitomizes what I think someone should act like and behave in that movie.
Yeah, it's a good. I will say this: it's a good performance. But here's the key: I had to give characters like Ted 17 points, so he had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, and Dave, I think it's 100% believable too. At the end of this, you know how we're kind of led to believe that Tommy might be picking up the proverbial machete and carrying on Jason's work. Right. Totally buy it, because he's that freaking nuts in this. So, yep. All right, let's move on. Number 8.
Yep.
From part 6, Jason Lives. Megan Garris, I love her. Can't lie.
Obviously I do.
70 points. Where the red dot goes, you bang.
You bang. Yes. Yeah, I love her in this. I'm really sad because she wasn't in a lot of stuff. I don't remember much other than this. Yeah, I think she. I could be wrong. I feel like she. This was a Jason X. Jason X. Sorry, Jason 6. Jason Lives. Friday 13th Part 6. I can get it straight. I don't think that was her last movie, but I go back and check her IMDb when you have time, everyone. But I don't think she was in a lot of stuff. I thought she was great. She's spunky. She's got it kind of all together. I like that she almost has this, I don't want to say flippant attitude about everything, but she kind of does up until like the last 20 minutes. And then when shit gets real, she definitely kind of doesn't have quite the like tongue-in-cheek nature that she does through the whole thing.
Hang on. This is going to be a hairy turn.
Yeah, and by the way, you beat me to it, Tyson. I was gonna say I was trying when my kids are watching this. I was like, I can't explain why she shoves her face down into her crotch. It's not like they didn't.
It's
it's not like
it's the safest place to be in a Camaro.
And it is. Facts. So yes, Megan is fantastic, and I love
Megan
that,
Garris, number 8.
and Garris, and I'm very much assuming since Tom McLaughlin is good friends with Mick Garris, that was on purpose, which is awesome.
Oh, that movie was full of homages and tributes.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Number 7, gentlemen. Trish Jarvis from Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final. The final chapter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like everybody but me was fairly on point.
And what cracks me up, Tyson?
I
don't either, because Tyson, your whole argument for all these other characters that you rate high was that either like paternal instinct or familial. I love her because of how she like wants to protect Tommy so much, and she's and when you compare her, contrast her to like all the kids next door, she's just so much. I don't. She's like a decent person.
Yeah.
So she's she's a little more. She's very Laurie Strode compared to the neighbor kids.
Oh yeah,
right?
she's actually an adult.
Yeah.
Yes, she acts like an adult.
And the more I think about it, I mean, she gets the shit kicked out of her too, and gets thrown out the window and goes toe to toe and head to head with Jason. So, well, then I can't remember the actress's name that plays Trish, but I would like to start my 3-part apology by saying that. I'm kidding. I'm not going to go into that, but you guys convinced me. I probably should have given her. Given her more.
Well, yeah, it's Kimberly.
I think maybe it's just she was. I think she was overshadowed in my mind a little bit by Corey Feldman in this.
Kimberly
she was
the hero.
Yeah, sure.
You kind of land on that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Number 6.
Let's see what. Oh,
one of my favorites.
Tina.
I'm gonna real quick. Let's see if I can. Somebody, I wish there was like a search on this thing so I could find the past comment.
Yeah, I know somebody said that this was their favorite. That's a solid argument.
Put it in the comments again. Whoever said, if you're still on, put it in the comments. I can't remember exactly who it was. I don't want to speak out of turn on that. I gave her a 13. I was like kind of right in the middle for me. I like the whole Carrie. I'm sure this is Dave Z. I don't want to speak for you. I have a feeling you don't love the whole psychic battling Jason aspect, do you?
No, but she really takes it to Jason.
She takes it to Jason. She does.
Buddy.
Yeah. And when you got Weekend at Bernie's as your head shrinker, right? So
and the mom was the girl Smurf. The boy's girl Smurf.
Whoa.
Smurfette.
She was Smurfette? I didn't know that. Wow, look at this, learning stuff. I love you. I loved it. By the way, somebody made a comment, I'll get to it in a minute, about when Tyson was born. This is where I feel the age difference a little bit between me and Tyson, because he goes, girl Smurf. I'm like, you mean Smurfette?
Right.
Because I remember
I was big into Smurfs.
Well, yeah, but I don't remember
where that came on Saturday morning, but it was like He-Man, Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
And then I probably took a break and came back for when Rambo the cartoon.
The cartoon. God, the 80s.
Because that made a lot of sense. And
yeah,
RoboCop, the cartoon.
Yeah, a glorious time when hard R action movies were children's fodder. All right, so let's go to number 5, and then I'll read a couple comments. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Number 5, our second Tommy Jarvis installment, Mr. Tom Matthews from Part 6, Jason Lives.
I'm a
big Tom Matthews fan.
I wonder where he falls on my list. I love.
Wow.
Most of these, if you guys haven't figured it out yet, it was a score of 1 to 25. So this was Jules' number 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
For all the characters.
Wow.
So.
Yep. And I think everyone's going to assume who my number 1 is, and they're probably wrong.
I have problems with him.
Well, okay. What is he? Is he too manly for you, Dave Z? Has he internalized his pain too much for you?
Okay.
Did you really think it was Michael Dudikoff and just got confused?
Glasses on. Look out.
That happens to me a lot.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Sometimes I think it's American Ninja I'm watching.
This character, and I love Tom Matthews, but this character of Tommy Jarvis in this movie,
yes.
What I was just finishing praising about, Part 5, the way
John
he was
Shepherd,
portrayed there. It's the complete opposite here. He's like a high school quarterback. He doesn't look like anybody that's been through any type of trauma.
Yeah.
And that's not the worst part. The worst part is this. He If it wasn't for his dumb ass, Jason would have never come back. He's solely responsible for all the deaths of all these people due to his stupid action of going to freaking dig him up when the guy's been dead for how many years now? Okay.
But look, first off, Dad, I want to interject to say, if you had to ride around in a truck with Horseshack, you too might want to dig up Jason. And
bring about the apocalypse.
Yeah. And I would say this, that while everything you're saying is true, he's also single-handedly responsible for parts 7, 8, 9.
I get it.
10. Because without him bringing it back,
some of the worst movies. Some of the worst movies in the franchise. See, listen, Tommy Jarvis. All of a sudden, I don't like the way they make him like freaking like he's Dr. Loomis in this movie. Just because he's been locked away all this time, he comes out and he's got books on the occult. He's got this and then he's like, Jason has to be returned to Camp Crystal Lake where he drowned the first time. It's still Crystal Lake to him. I just hate what they did to this. It was such a contrived freaking wannabe freaking like a Loomis thing extra. It just, and on top of it, he's causing all these problems. And then meanwhile, he has Megan for all. I tell you, she was throwing her freaking pee in his direction.
Her hairy turns.
And he was too busy with Jason's ass to even freaking take 10 minutes to give her what she wanted. He's got so many issues, this guy.
Yeah, instead, we get John Travolta's cousin, I think it is, in an RV.
Nephew.
Yeah, nephew. Oh, is it nephew? Yeah. Okay, whatever. I know he looks like.
I gotta admit though, I freaking love the ending of part 6 though, and the lake with the gas and the lake of fire and all that last fight between Tommy and Jason is.
Even though I realize I don't know a lot about
he comes
fire.
Walking in and just never slows down, just walks into the water until he. I mean,
and
like
I
a
love
shark from Jaws.
I love lines. I love lines like, so what did you want to be when you grew up? I love it. It's the best.
Dave hates kids in horror movies, and this is like there's like 200 of them. It was like
not be in a
immersion therapy.
What is that, dude? Why nobody I can't stand when that's my problem with a lot of things in Jason Lives is that the comedy aspect of it. Nobody is gonna freaking be joking about the end of their life. What were you going to be when you grow? I hate that line, maybe more than any other line on any other movie. I can't stand the comedy. Seriously, I've talked about this on many a show.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess.
Nobody would do that. You've taken a great franchise, 1 through 5. 5 had some humor, but all the moves you made in 6, if you take out those kids in part 6 and the paintball scene, and you took the freaking gloves and the tool belt off Jason, I would say the movie would be pretty good, but all those things sink it for me. And
are you telling me
what about
Cooper
the scene on the road with the camper on its side? He's standing on top of the flames.
I want a poster of
freaking Conan, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
and Alice Cooper tunes. It's got freaking Man Behind the Mask.
That's right.
Teenage Frankenstein got some great songs in it. So I will agree. I love you, Dave Z, and we'll agree to disagree on that one because part 6 is my favorite. All right, real quick, before we do the last 5, and we've got a few more comments here that I'm falling way behind on. I didn't expect to actually get comments, so I'm having to move here. Let's see here. We got happy birthday, Raven from Mark. I'm going to go through these fast, so everybody, I apologize. I just want to make sure I get it. Roger says, Reggie, my favorite guy in the series. I'm with you, Roger. I love Reggie. Raven says, thank you, Mark. Danny says, I love part 5 because I thought it was Jason. I was way too young to watch it. LOL. Yeah, me too. 3, 4, and 5. I saw it at my cousin's house. He was like 5 years older than me. I was maybe 11 or 12.
Just my babysitters didn't give a shit.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah.
Sure.
My cousin didn't either, apparently. Tony, love Monica Kino is awesome on Dawson's Creek, which is where Greg is streaming. That's true. That is true.
This is true.
Morgan's Creek.
yeah, Morgan's Creek. Castellar, Daniel Garcia says, watchful. Okay. Let's see here. He says, it's a seeing part 6. And then are you watching it currently? That'd be cool. And ZY, I don't know if that is like code or if he's telling us he's bored and he like started typing a bunch of Z's and he just fell asleep and hit the keyboard. Yeah, possible. Tyson must have been born in 84 to 85 like me. That's what Danny says. You're a little old. 82. I actually remember being in the theater in 82 seeing E.T. So there's that. Let's see here. Tony. Part 5 is my favorite. Want to make sweet love by the lake to Ethel so she can call me a dildo and cook me some yummy steak.
Helpful. I love that.
I think
they hurt me, mama.
I could be wrong, but I think Tony wins the stream tonight. I think that's the Castellar. You party, you die. Yes, indeed. You get wood, you die, like in part 7. All right. See, Roger says, yes, Joe, I was thinking the same thing. The sleaziest and the dirtiest. That's referring to part 5. Yeah, it really is. Mark, I'm probably alone in this, but Jason Outer Space rocked my world. No, Greg and I love part 10. Yeah.
Love it.
I love Jason X.
Yep. Oh, yes, Kessler. You get high, you die. You are stating all the rules beautifully. This is all you're speaking truth. You're speaking truth. Yep. All right. Raven says the Outer Space and She Robot was awesome. Agreed, Pearl, 100%. Dave motherfucking Z loves Friday 13th as much as me and GREGAMORTIS. Indeed.
My blood.
Indeed. And then Eric, just stop in here real quick. Of course, I got to this so late, Eric. You probably already left. I'm sorry, buddy. Just stop in here real quick to say I really like seeing this live stream format. I look forward to more in the future. On with the show. Thank you very much, Eric. Tony, the best Tommy Jarvis. I'm assuming you mean part 6, Tom Matthews. I am with you on that one. I hated this Tommy Whiny, which I'm assuming Roger is referring to Judge Shepard. I assume. Oh, I take it back to that. So Tony might mean part 5, that he liked him the best, and Roger hated him because he's whiny. I tend to lean with you, Roger, on that one. Horby fanboy, but he body slams guy in lunch hall.
Kicks ass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just straight up full on ass whooping.
Hold on, Gamma. In a few years he'll be facing off against Pennywise. My buddy Gamma's here. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, Gamma. That means a lot to me. Nice. Let's see here. Danny, he gave him a F5.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. GREGAMORTIS for those win. All right. Let's see.
My man.
Megan freaking rules. Okay, I'm assuming you're meaning the wonderful character for part 6 and not the android that we know a certain horror podcaster may have an inappropriate interest in. I'm assuming this. I wonder if Jay actually felt that bus as it.
He probably did. He felt a shift in the force, man. He felt it.
He felt it.
So is KM 14 from Jason X a little too old for?
Yeah, it's way out of his. Yeah. She aged out apparently. The problem with Jason X is there's only.
This live stream's getting weird.
Yeah, Tony said the problem with Jason X is there's only one X.
Yeah.
Jason Triple X. Different movie. Roger, I want to have Megan's baby. Who doesn't? Let's see here. Pumpkinhead. Yay, Megan. All right.
Megan Garris getting some love.
Yeah, for real. Mark, my cat loves the red dot in this film. Ya bang.
Nice.
Because Megan is cool. Agreed. Roger hit a bunch of tears, okay, because he's laughing at him. I want to be Trisha's boyfriend. Just don't tell my wife.
Trisha's
Jennifer Cook was on V the series. Okay. I haven't seen that since I was a kid. So yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Stefan, telekinesis. Tina kicks ass and went fully psychic on him. Agreed. Yep. Tina Kinesis, says Eric. That's great.
I like it.
Mark, compelling eyes. I assume you mean Megan? I don't know.
Or GREGAMORTIS.
Or GREGAMORTIS. That's true. Tony, my second favorite, but boy, the music is atrocious. Are you referring to the music in part 6, Tony? Because you seem like a good person.
Well,
and if
you're
Alice Cooper on the phone right now.
I love me some Constrictor Alice Cooper. So if I have to sing Poison to you,
bad, though.
What's that? What'd you say?
I don't like Manfredini's score in part 6, to be honest. It's got all that freaking army stuff, and it's all bombastic like an action flick.
Yeah. Halloween Babies. Okay. It was. Yes. It was. It's Billy, right? Halloween Babies podcast. Tina is my number 2. Yes. Okay. Yes, Tina, says Peter. Roger says the end of 7 was shitty. Tony, don't like him. Okay, all right, fair enough. Roger, I kept seeing his character in Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, I did too. Yeah,
Tom Matthews.
Well, yeah, when he's brains. Is that real fur? You're on his collar. You know, it is. That's how manly.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Mark,
it's
he's
the
so
exact
manly.
Same jacket from Brokeback Mountain, though.
It does look very similar. It's a style, but I would say this.
So.
So Mark, it's real fur, and he doesn't care that he's going to get blood all over it. There's Jason. Right. Jason's actually secretly in PETA. That's where all those dogs live. And anyway, didn't want to. That's why he threw all the blood on him. Bahaha, Dudikoff reference was amazing. That was. I'm seriously. That was classic. That was classic. All right, see. Roger, gotta love American Ninja humor, of course. And if you really want American Ninja humor, see part 3. That one is chef's kiss. Gamma. Eventually, David Cronenberg would have dug him up. Actually, a David Cronenberg Friday the 13th movie would have been freaking phenomenal.
That would have been pretty cool.
Now I'm just gonna.
He dies at the beginning of Jason X.
That's true. It is Cronenberg. Yeah, good call. Words of Jonah, and this is the end. You got sick references, bro. Everyone knows that. True, but look how excited y'all getting over this guy. Okay,
sure.
All right. Let's see here. Jason Goes to Hell is a standalone film, not connected to the first 8, hence all the different rules and such. Okay, good point. By the way, guys, you've made my Friday. Well, Pumpkinhead, you always make every day for us, Peter. You know that.
That's right.
At this point, isn't it like Tuesday morning in Norway at this point though? For Peter?
Probably, but it is Peter, so it's the weekend for him too. All I want is candy. Am I the only one who read that? And all I heard was candy. Da, 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 ba, 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 ba. I probably should do that. The YouTube gods will come after me. Sending Jason out to get me some. All right, we're almost to the end of this. This dude should have had teenage sex 30 years ago to get rid of him. Still here. Yay, Eric is still here. And Doug, what's up, Gamma? Now we're bringing back guys who've done podcasts together. This is great. Let's see here. Tony, 7 music is bad. I honestly haven't seen 7 in so long. I could not verify that, though. I will take your word for it.
No,
all right,
remember much about
let's do this. Last 5. Let's churn them out because we got like 10 minutes.
Top 4. All right. At 82 points, the last of the Tommy Jarvises, the Feldman, Corey Feldman from part 4, the final chapter.
We all
I think we were all pretty much on the same.
Very close.
The same.
Yep. Very close. Very close.
Yeah, he was great. I don't think that's probably a surprise to many people that Corey Feldman's in the top 5.
And Dave Z stepped
Shall
away.
We move on to our top 3?
Dave. So Dave, number 4 was the Corey Feldman Jarvis. All of us had him.
Nice.
Makes sense. All right, number 3. Let's do the top 3 here, baby. Here we go.
Yes,
here we go.
Right.
Yes.
From my favorite, part 3. This is
Dana
Chris.
Kimmel.
We all ranked.
Yes,
we like Dana.
I love Dana.
I loved it. And quick side story. I will keep this very short. I belonged to a horror host Yahoo group in the early 2000s. I know it's shocking to learn, but I love those people, and I for the life of me can't remember who it was, but this awesome person. It turned out they lived in California. They went to the same church as Dana Kimmel and got me her autograph and sent it to me.
Church.
Yes, yes,
so cool.
It's signed on the Bible.
No, that'd have been hilarious. But no, it was a headshot, but it was a scene where she's taking the clothes up out of the tub, I guess, and it just said, we love. What's that?
Does she walk around with headshots with her in church?
I think what it was, if memory serves, this is literally like 20 years ago. If memory serves, I think what he did is he told her I was a fan, and she said, "Oh, okay," and she brought it with her the next time.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm just wondering if she walks around everywhere with a headshot.
That would be. Can you imagine that? Yeah,
slipped into the hymnal.
Yeah. In case you're looking for, but no, I think she retired. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I think she retired from acting. But she sent me this like really sweet little inscription on it. Super awesome person. So Dana Kimmel, I have her. I need to pay it up.
Watch Friday the 13th, part 3.
Yes.
Or Lone Wolf McQuaid. I played Chuck.
All right, here we go. I think everyone's about to be very shocked by how this turns out. Yes.
No
come on.
All right. So we're down to the top 2. Savvy fans will know that there's only 2 final characters left.
Or
are we ready?
Like, we leave one off on purpose just
come
to piss
on.
off.
No, I'm saying we're down to 2. Here we go. You ready? Are we ready? Number 2. Oh, wait a minute. My presentation froze. Hold on a minute.
And by the way, that'd be hilarious. And by the way, the second you hit the button, everyone isn't going to know what number 1 is, but that's okay.
Oh yeah. Their comments are ready to roll. Okay. So based on the 4 of us and the scores that we respectively gave, number 2 is Alice.
You guys suck. She should have been number 1. She's the OG. Actually, I'm full of crap. I love Amy Steele too, but I had to pick me some Adrian King. I love Adrian King.
Real quick though, I did not make her my number 1 because in my eyes, she never went toe to toe with Jason.
Mm-hmm.
She fought an old lady. and in fact gets her head cut off.
Hey, that old lady took out quite a few people.
I know that, but I'm just saying that her first encounter, or well, second, if we're counting this, her second encounter with Jason, she gets her head cut off. So
yeah,
sure.
And
that's why she's my number 2.
All right.
Let me just say this now about why Chris was my number 2.
Okay.
Because over Alice, because Chris, and I love Alice, but Chris went through so much. She had already been there once before.
Yes.
And there was a whole bunch to overcome. It was basically half of the plot of that movie was let's make this easy for Chris. So she was really a central character. Now I love Alice, but she was the one. I do love her. I'm not taking anything away from her, but I just want everyone to know the reason why I had Chris higher. I just think it was more.
I'm glad.
The last 20 minutes of that movie, that was my introduction to horror. And that final chase, I just think is a better final chase than part 1. So
okay, well, fair enough. And it's good you explained yourself. Otherwise there'd be hell to pay, Dave. There'd be hell to pay.
No, I think we can all agree that Alice is fantastic.
She's awesome.
And am I the only one, by the way, that the score music at the end, when she's just laying by the lake, and how it kind of like the way I'm not a music person. I apologize to anyone listening that is, but how that music kind of has that warped, wobbly sound. I find that it's beautiful, but it's so creepy. It's awesome.
It's creepy.
That's why, and I forget who told us earlier they were going to see this on the big screen tonight, but that ending.
Ian Irvin.
Carrie scare alone is 100% worth seeing on the big screen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad Ian already left though, because we would have spoiled the ending for the movie.
Exactly.
All right, let's do it. Come on, we know what it is.
Number 1, I think we're gonna make a lot of fans happy.
Yes,
all of us collectively picked Ginny from part 2.
Now wait, this is the moment, by the way, where I have to explain myself why she's my number 3. I suck. Yeah. No, honestly, I love her. I love Amy Steele. I love her in April Fool's Day. I love her in this. I think she is, if I'm having to be honest about like pluck and ability to like do what she does, I think she is the best with the way she handles everything that goes down. I basically made her. I just have this affinity for 3 and for the first one. I like 2 a lot, but 2 is not my favorite. I know it is for a lot of people. I know Matt loves it the best, but for me, I love her, and so it's like my 1, 2, and 3 are basically like it's like the difference is negligible. But I had to pick somebody, so that's why I made her number 3. I feel like I had to explain myself. I'm the one lone person that didn't make her number 1.
That's okay, man. Here's what I'm the most happy about, that the top 3 were the same as my top 3. Not the exact order, but those 3 are the only 3 final girls of the whole franchise.
Yeah, and same thing. Same thing. Yeah.
I feel like all of us, as we got to the top, the top 3.
They were my easy. I did them first. Like I did them first. Oh, that's what she said. I did it. That was what I did first. Was the 3 of them. Like I was like, oh yeah, I knew that they were. Like I knew they were all the top 3. I was like debating on which one to make. And honestly, if I'm also, because I like to be a contrarian sometimes, I partially didn't want to pick Jenny because I knew everybody was going to make her number 1. Because everybody does. Everyone's like, she's the best. And I can't. It's hard to argue that point. It's hard to argue.
Would you guys agree that when we talk about final girls in the horror genre, that I feel like the Friday the 13th final girls are leaps and bounds ahead of any of the other franchises as well? I mean, maybe Nancy with Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, ranks up there. And of course, you've got the Laurie Strodes, but in terms of multi-installment franchises, I feel like Friday the 13th just set the bar for the rest of them, and nobody's been able to come close.
Even as the resident Fredhead, which I would also say was Kristen, right? In Patricia Arquette, but
twice
and Alice twice. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street for me is right there with it, but I can't really argue. You're wrong. I mean, I think honestly, I think it's better. And I love Halloween. Greg, do not beat me up. I love Halloween.
No.
Well, Danielle,
they got some weak final people. But we
got Daniel. But even Danielle Harris, I mean, even then, because I think 5, because she's running around, can't talk. I mean, and then what was that?
I feel like the Friday girls.
Yeah.
I feel like the Friday girls that they go to, I don't know, they go toe to toe and like
Yeah.
a combat of wits and hand to hand and garden implements, just more so than they do in the other installments.
There's definitely an element.
Combat with them.
Gritty, man.
There's a badassery to them that is kind of, I don't think as prevalent in the other ones. Now, real quick, because I know you guys have a hard out. Well, go ahead, Greg. Go ahead, say what you're saying.
No, I was going to say, I agree with you. The only thing I see different is with the Halloween, and not to come in because we're Friday 13th, but with me with Halloween, is nobody can stand up to Michael. You went to Michael and you was dead like that. So with Jason, you could at least have a fighting chance. Just saying.
Oh, I think he just called Jason a punk. I think Greg.
I just called him a punk ass. Michael Myers is a slicing, dicing your gone.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right, real quick. I know you two have a heart out. I know you two have a heart out, so you could bail as soon as you need to. I just real quick got a few more comments I want to hit. So let's do this. We've got Pumpkin Peter says F you. Roger says, I'll put Lil Tommy at 2. Okay, all right.
Fair enough.
Peter says not Tuesday.
Oh, that was the FU was directed to me. Then that makes.
Okay, yeah. Usually it's directed. I always see that from him. I just assume it's me. Let's see here. Wait, did I lose somebody here? Pearl. Corey was awesome. Yes, he was. I do agree. And I love that he has all those cool Tom Savini masks that he pretends he made. Let's see. Roger, Chris versus Trish. Yes, please. Peter, Corey Feldman rocked it part 4. Indeed.
He did.
Oh, nice. Chris from 3. She did put that mean axe at Jason. She's the reason why we get that iconic gash.
And she's another one at the end too, though. It's just, I mean, when she gets in the back of the cop car, is just batshit complete. And I think maybe that's why I didn't rate her as high, is because I felt like even though she won, she sort of lost because she was completely out of her mind. You know what I mean? That last scene in the back of the trip where she's literally screaming like she had nothing left mentally.
Oh yeah, she was gone.
Yeah. Real quick. So my good buddy Doug, jealous. We only have the girl from Sleepaway Camp at our church. You have Felissa Rose at your church? You just messing with me right now? I think he's messing with
the bitchy one.
Maybe. One. Okay, so Doug, I'll hit you up later for an autograph. That's what I find people who go to church with horror, like people that were legendary horror movies, and I get autographs. That's my thing. That's what I do. All right, let's see here. Mike, I saw part 3 of this movie in the theater with the cardboard 3D glasses. It really worked. Unreal. Yes, unlike my beloved Nightmare series where Freddy's dead, they worked for like 15 minutes. I remember going to see that movie and not being thrilled with how that played out, for sure.
I love the gimmicks in part 3.
Yeah. Roger says Tyson is right, which he loves to hear. So I think, full stop. Peter, she fought an old lady. I thought that was a comment. Matt, woo, you all were in danger of blasphemy and smoking a turd in hell. Baby wasn't number 1. That's hilarious. He says again, I met Alice and she was sweet. I think I snagged her autograph for Joel. What? Oh God. I thought you meant Alice from Nightmare on Elm Street, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Because we're talking about Nightmare. Yes, you did. Yes, Adrian King. I do have that in my. I actually I have them in a portfolio. I need to get them framed and hang them up around the shop. That'd be cool.
Hey, real quick, while I'm thinking about it too, because as the resident author, I feel like I need to give a book a shout out. If you guys get a chance and you haven't read it yet, pick up Grady Hendrix's The Final Girls. Because I don't know if you know the premise, but essentially, not to give too much away, it's basically all of our favorite Final Girls from the franchises that get together in it's the Final Girls support group is the name of the title of the book.
Yeah. The Final Girls is that
exactly
movie
what it sounds. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's the Final Girls support group, and it's exactly what it sounds like, and it's brilliant.
Nice.
And the audiobook version is actually narrated by Adrian King.
Oh wow!
Really? Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
very good.
And Joe, I know you got Audible, so if there's any Audible subscribers out there and you're interested, pick up the Final Girls support group read by Alice herself.
That's very cool. Yeah. So Peter said yes. AB Steele, of course, you're gonna be happy about that. Bob says unexpected surprise Friday the 13th. Hey Dave Z, Bob Jordan here. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. I'm going to watch the original after this. Very cool. Have fun.
Very good job.
Very good. Very good. Fun. And look at him. Wait.
Well, check it out. It's so funny. I'm putting this away where it belongs because speaking of Ginny, my cat, my little girl, her name is Ginny, and the funny thing is, she actually sleeps in this room, in the Friday the 13th room, and on this blanket. So, it goes in, and then she's going to come and sleep on it. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Roger, Vegas odds were 1-1 for Amy Jenny. Yeah, that was a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
We were trying to tease it out, but come on. Say Peter says, Roger, true. Matt, part 2 is the best of the franchise. It has been proven by several credible studies by a number of online community colleges. Wait, now, are these the community colleges like on the show Community? Are they of that caliber?
Right.
Mark, to all of you, who's your favorite Scream Queen of all time?
Laurie Strode.
I gotta see Laurie Strode.
I would say Laurie Strode, but then part of me, I know this is probably, I actually Nancy, and I know that's not a popular opinion, but I love Nightmare on Elm Street so much, and I just love how like ingenious she is, and I mean, so it's between her and Laurie Strode if I have to pick. If you're putting a gun to my head,
you know.
Let's see. Eric, Pastor Matt, preaching the truth out there. Daddy, he didn't slice up Corey, and Corey stole his mask. Yes.
Sure.
Pearl, Corey fought an old recovering Michael. Okay. That's yeah. So are we talking about Corey Feldman or Corey from Corey's Story, Halloween Ends?
Right.
Which one? Doug wanted to clarify. He does not, in fact, have Felissa Rose in his church. He said not true. It was a joke.
Okay.
Dang it. That would have been peace, y'all. Have a great weekend. You too, buddy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, indeed. Adam,
Billy D. Love you, buddy.
I'm the 13th like on this live video. That means something, Adam. Actually,
good job, man.
It means that you are awesome and you win the prize that I wish I had to give you. I wish there was something.
The Nightmare on Elm Street remake on DVD.
I don't want to do because Adam. I feel like Adam's a good human being, and I don't want to do that to him. Gamma says, "Why is the Jason Blum made an Expendable style Final Girls movie? Why? Because he's too busy making things that I don't want to watch." Gamma. That's why, which is not entirely true, but you know. Yeah. And then finally, Pumpkinhead Peter says, "Hey Dave, Greg, great meeting you both. Peace and love to you."
Hey Peter,
thank you.
All right, I know you two got to go. We love you both. You got a thing. You got a date with a thing.
Dave, Greg, thanks so much for participating, guys.
Tyson, love you, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Dave Z, love you, brother.
Again.
Love you too.
Joel, love you, buddy.
Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.
All right. Happy Friday the 13th, and thank you again.
To you as well.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much, and it's awesome.
Later, guys.
All right.
Later, dude.
I realized I didn't send the StreamYard link. Hold on. There you go. Sorry. our secondary guest, luckily we didn't go too long. That would have felt horrible if I sent him the link to the actual YouTube. I'm
to the live stream at
to the live stream, and not to the actual StreamYard thing. Duh, as they say. I will go ahead and let me go ahead and remove the great Dave Z. I'm not going to ban him from the studio. That doesn't seem right. Let's see if anybody else leaving comments while we await Mr. Well, actually,
I'll tell you what. While you're doing that, I'm going to go make myself another salad. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to read some comments. If you don't mind.
Back.
I'll do comments while you're doing that. Hopefully, he'll join us here soon.
Let me just figure out how to.
You can just hide your mic and your video. Then you're good. This is where the number suddenly will drop off exponentially because I'm having to do this by myself. And let's see. All right,
Good
here
luck,
we go.
Garth.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Rick. There's Rick. Both. I just brought up Rick's comment, and he just joined the. Hey, hold on. This will be amazing. Hey, Rick. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, you got me? Okay, great. I'm going to add, your name for some reason isn't showing up, but I don't know why. Well, I know why, because I had the comment up. I have your comment on the screen, Rick. I was about to answer. Ginny will always be Supreme Final Girl.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see. Pearl says, bye. Bye, Pearl. You're probably already gone, but bye anyway. You're awesome. Horror Movie Fanboy, love y'all. We love you too. Adam, yes, I'm a good human. I have been listening since the early days. Remember Peter calling in while walking in the woods. Yeah, you're old school, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Tony, Joel, great time. And you, the man, for reading all the comments like a pro. Brother, I'm trying. I legit, Rick, thought we were going to get like 3 comments. It's been like...
Still getting reverb. What's going on?
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
I still had the YouTube page open.
That'll do it. But let's see here. Next, Joel Tyson. Well, damn it, the same to you. Well, you know we love you, man. Mike, subscribe. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Matt, good night, all. Good night, Matt. Let's see here. Salad, I call mine extra candy. That's what Pearl said, Tyson. Yeah, to your salad comment. Pearl said, salad, I call mine extra candy. That's his liquid salad.
Rick,
Rick, this is Tyson. Tyson, Rick. I'll introduce you. Rick is joining us.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yes, and real quick, couple more comments. Land of the Creeps for life. Bob and Pop for life. Ha! Thank you so much. Agreed on all fronts. Greg, love you guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Greg. Night, guys. Night, Pearl. All right, here we go. We got Rick here. Now, we are doing a special quick, hopefully, I mean, it will be super quick. I mean, maybe like 20 minutes or so, but we're going to do a tribute to someone that I am a huge fan of. I know that Rick here is a massive fan of and has some cool stories to go along with it. We are going to talk about the late, great Jeff Burr. So anyone who's still with us, we are fans. So Rick, I'm going to kick it over to you if you're cool with it, and just maybe high level, tell everybody who doesn't know who Jeff Burr is. I mean, obviously they can read there the movies he's directed, some of them. But yeah, tell her who he is and why he means a lot to you.
Well, Burr, at first he came in on my radar probably around high school, probably roughly around the same time, because I know you and Joel and I aren't that far off in terms of age. I rented a movie called The Offspring. I had just moved to Northern California from Southern California. Just really wasn't, vibing with the area. Went and rented this movie, and it was a nice escape, because I love Creepshow. I love all these other anthology movies. And the name just stuck out after a while. Mm-hmm. And then before you know it, he's doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 and all these other movies. And at some point, I saw an interview with him. And of course, we didn't have the internet yet. I want to say it was a sort of like a VHS magazine that I picked up at a convention, and they had different interviews on it. And Burr just really stood out. He reminded me a lot of like a George Romero, just a really laid back guy, and just his ideology on filmmaking. He joked about how he nearly got fired from both Leatherface and Stepfather 2. He joked that, hey, I'm no Michael Cimino or anything, but I don't waste a lot of time, kind of a thing. And there was just something about his style and his approach to movies, even if he was doing sequels, that really kind of called out to me. He never treated it like just a job. And being a creative entity, I just really respected that, and that particular ideology.
Yeah.
And years later, I've had kids and everything, and I'm doing conventions on the side, selling movie posters and things of that nature. I was at a show called Dark Woods out in Kentucky. Can't remember what city it was. Very small show, but it was fun. And he was there. He comes over to my table. I instantly recognize him. And he's really funny because he doesn't think people would recognize him. And we ended up talking for like 2 hours at my table about movies. We were talking about Rolling Thunder, which, Joel knows that movie now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we were just talking about films in general. We were talking about director John Flynn and how he made so many good movies that we both enjoyed. Lockup. As many people who hate that particular Sylvester Stallone movie, he and I would just talked about it forever because we thought it was a cool flick. And then at the end of the show, he invites me to go have dinner with him and the rest of the crew people from the convention. So it was cool. A couple hours later, I'm sitting at a table listening to him tell, stories of being in the trenches. Robert Zadar was there from Maniac Cop. Cool. It was a blast, And then afterwards, we talked about movies even more. And it was just fascinating. To me, it was like hanging out with George Romero or Wes Craven, because I respected this guy's work for so long and everything. And he just seemed really like a down-home, blue jeans kind of filmmaker.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like you were talking to Chris Nolan or, some kind of high and mighty sort of opinion of himself. It was just this guy, he made flicks, and he was so cool because he went ahead and gave me this packet at the end of the night when I was driving back to Virginia. And it was cool, man. He gave me copies of storyboards from Stepfather 2.
That's awesome.
Which I thought was a great movie.
That's
awesome. It's such an underrated film. I really do. Yeah. He went on to do a lot of other work down the line. He did a World War II movie called Straight into Darkness. Yep, there's Stepfather 2.
Yep.
But Straight into Darkness, you can only get it on DVD, but it's got an incredible behind-the-scenes documentary on it of what he was like as a filmmaker. And he was very unorthodox, or at least on that production. because he didn't even have a full screenplay. He sold everyone on the basic idea. They went and they cast the picture and everything else. And there's a very comical story about how they were writing the rest of the screenplay like 3 days before shooting. It was just all in his head. So very much like Romero, who kind of he didn't really do storyboards because he kind of had the movie in his head already and the way it was going to be cut together before he even got there. Burr was operating on that same level of, I got this, I understand what's going on. But what's interesting in the doc, though, is it actually created some conflicts between some of the actors, because they were like, we don't fucking get it. We don't know what you're doing, what is happening here, but then you see the movie and it does all come together. And he was just, like I say, he was just such a cool cat talking to him, because, you think about trying to talk to other filmmakers at like a convention, there's a huge distance there, because they see you kind of as a fanboy sort of a thing, and Burr just seemed, from the other stories I've read about him, he never treated anyone like that.
Yeah.
Like if you said you wanted to make films, he was going to give you as much information as he had. He would give you insight. He would give you war stories. He would do all these things because he loved movies so much. He wanted to see people go make movies. Darren Scott, who was his film school chum and producer on The Offspring, Whisper to a Scream, he pushed him, hey, go make, your own movie. And I just think that's fascinating. But I think the other cool thing, because you and I, Joel, have talked about this before, how you have so many studio people or filmmakers who have disrespect for source material. And when I watched Puppet Master 4 the other night, it's not a classic, but it paid him. In his commentary, he had this incredible quote talking about this, and it almost kind of mirrored what you and I talked about, Joel. And his quote, sort of paraphrasing, if you accepted the job, meaning, a sequel or something to that effect, you just got to dive in and immerse yourself in it and never feel above the material. Otherwise, the audience will feel that dissension, or that the filmmaker is at a distance. And I just thought, what a great quote about Puppet Master 4. Most people would be like, yeah, I did that movie.
Yeah.
But he didn't do it that way. Yeah. It was still a job, and the job of a director is to make a movie and make a good movie. And
it sounds like
to do that.
Yeah, and I don't mean to cut you up, but it sounds like he had respect for his audience.
Like absolutely. I don't think he ever did anything, for, simply to get paid for it. Yeah. I mean, Pumpkinhead 2 is probably the one time I will say it's a job that he took that at the end of the day, I don't think he could save it. And I think that movie was just, the script was already inherently an issue to begin with.
Is Lance Henriksen in that one too? I don't remember.
No, he's in 4 and 5.
That's okay. Because when we had him on Forgotten Flicks years ago, he referred to them as alimony movies.
I know. I love how he does that. It was super great. Another good one, Burr, I forgot to mention Eddie Presley. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah. So we got a quick little. So we've I have not seen it, but I did want to mention for The Offspring that this movie for me, I saw it when what came out 87, right? Was it 87? Yeah. And I would have been around, it was like a year or two later because it came on video. We rented it, had the small group of friends that we'd always rent horror movies because their mom was like a hippie and she didn't care what the hell we watched. So we could get away with anything. So we rented this, and dude, it traumatized me, especially the Four Soldiers and the whole Magistrate, which you've never seen it. I'm not going to tell you why. That one and the...
I've never seen it.
Okay, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to say, Tyson, you have got to see this movie. It is...
Rick, did you say this is an anthology?
Yes. Yeah. And okay. Vincent Price is in the wraparound story. So it is absolutely worth seeing. And I think he was, 24 or so when he made this movie? He's really young.
The commentary, right? On the Blu-ray for Whisper to a Scream?
No, I haven't.
It was so great because he and Darren basically stalked Vincent Price. They went to one of those things where you find out like a Hollywood tour, and the driver was like, "This is where Vincent Price lives." So they went back and they waited for him, and they were like, "Sir, we have the screenplay," And he just kind of, but around the third time, I think it was, he took it seriously and was like, "Okay, I'll read it," And he's very good in it. I mean, that was the year before Dead Heat, or the year after? No, that was the year after Dead Heat.
Yeah, year after. Yep.
Yeah, so you could tell his health was, very much, failing at that point. But I think he does a great job in it.
Yeah, and he does a fantastic job. And again, it traumatized me. And side note, so the day he passed away, which was, I don't know, as we record this on Friday the 13th, what was it, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago? I don't remember how many days ago it was. After I corresponded with you, Rick, I went on eBay just on because I realized The Offspring is a poster I never got, and I wanted to. I'm one of these people when I get a poster, I will do reprints and stuff, but I usually try to get the original theatrical or video store version.
Mm-hmm.
And I found one. It had a couple little tears in it, but it has his autograph, Darren's autograph, and somebody else's. And I'm so cheap. They were asking a certain amount. It wasn't obscene, but they were a certain amount and had like the best offer. So I offered them like, $15 less just to see. and I think it wasn't somebody who it was like their personal one. I think it was like an estate company or something that had it, for whatever reason. And I got it for the price I asked for. So it didn't make it by tonight, but I think it's supposed to be here this weekend or early next week. I'm definitely putting it up here in the video shop because I love the poster. I love the video art. I think it's phenomenal.
So Jeff and who else? Jeff?
It was Jeff, Darren, and the other. It was the other writer. I think it was the other. It was like 3 writers, right? Or one of the producers. Is it Courtney?
Okay. It may be his brother too, who produced a bunch of it.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. Otherwise, I guess technically I could really zoom in here. Let me see. Actually, I think it was. I can see it on Courtney Joyner. It was all 3 of them. Yeah, it was all 3 of them.
I forgot he had worked on that.
Yeah, it was all 3 of them. It was all 3 of their autographs. I was like, and I realized there's always a chance it's not really them, but it looked legit and it was older and it was. And why? Like, if you're gonna fake autographs on a poster, why are you gonna do the 3 writers?
Like, here's my Raiders of the Lost Ark.
So I am so grateful that I was able to pick that up. Since obviously I'm not gonna get a chance to meet the guy, which sucks.
He was really young too, right?
60
when he passed.
He was 60. I do want to go back. I got to go back to the somebody's chat real quick. So hold on, let me find it real quick because I actually thought it was hilarious. Here we go. Adam says he looks like David Duchovny and Ed O'Neill. He does. He looked like David Duchovny and Ed O'Neill kind of meshed together. It's a very good observation. Also, Peter says, "Hi, Rick."
Hey, Pete.
So let's see. And then I also want to make sure I get in. Tony said, Night of the Scarecrow is, for me, top 20 horror films. So good. Rest in peace, Mr. Burr. So here's the thing.
That was good.
I don't think I've ever seen Night of the Scarecrow. I'm a huge Jeff Burr fan because of 3 movies. I'm a huge fan because of, obviously, Offspring, Leatherface, and Stepfather 2. My Stepfather 2 love goes without saying because I love all 3 of those movies, and the first one is in my top 3. But the Leatherface I actually had on a VHS that was always weird. It was like Halloween. One of those where I put 3 different movies on the VHS tape. Remember when you do that back in the day? I could record off HBO or something. It was Leatherface, Halloween 4, and Gleaming the Cube. I don't know why I remember that, but I watched the hell out of all 3 of those movies. Like I was
going to say that's a good triple feature. Then I'm like,
yeah, and then Gleaming the Cube. But let's see here. We got Pumpkin from A Whisper to a Scream is a great movie. We covered a Spooky Flix Fest a couple years ago. Yes, we did. I actually prefer the Offspring title. I know from A Whisper to a Scream, and I also can't hear that without hearing the song at the end credits of Scream. They have that. Yeah, every time I hear the that title. In my top 20. All right, cool. I think he was maybe referencing back the Scarecrow, Night of the Scarecrow.
What's funny is I had a poster. It was a promotional poster that promoted both Offspring and The Outing.
Oh, I think I've seen that before. Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
Half and half poster. It was so weird. I guess some marketing person was like, Offspring, Outing. They both have, okay, fine. We'll put them on the same poster.
Yeah. And then Eric says the band, The Offspring, got their name from this film, which is very cool. And we got a few more things coming up. We obviously talked about Stepfather 2, which goes without saying. I mean, the fact that he was able to bring him back and it somehow makes sense at some level. I always love that. Leatherface, Textures About 3, which actually I thought this thing I found for the background was freaking awesome. I love that movie. I know it kind of got cut up a lot and but it's, early Viggo Mortensen. And I think
R.A. Mihailoff is Leatherface.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Ken Foray is in it. It's great. Mm-hmm. I love that movie so much.
Do you have do you have the laser disc of Leatherface?
Yeah, because didn't you tell me that there's a commentary that's only available on that?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to hunt it down because the one that's on the Blu-ray is basically an edited version of it's either 2 or 3 different commentary tracks.
Did I tell you I had it?
No, I was just curious if you
did. No, the reason why I bring that up is because I know I got the poster, and I was trying to remember the other day. I thought I got it, but now I know I've got a problem where I might have too many Laserdiscs, even though I don't have that many. Where I'm like, did I get that one or not? Because I remember you telling me that and thinking in my head, I need to get it digitized so I can send you the commentary, so you'd at least have that. Let me see here.
There's Straight into Darkness.
Yeah, and there's Straight into Darkness, and I'll pause it there for a minute, which is cool because he did a couple of non-horror. I mean, obviously war is horror, but obviously it was meant to be more. I think it was a little bit more of a dramatic. And then of course you mentioned Eddie Presley, right?
Yeah.
Let me get
Bruce Campbell had a cameo. Tarantino had a small part.
Yeah,
in that.
Tarantino had a small part in it too. I've never seen this. I have never seen this. I vaguely the box looks familiar, but I've never seen this, so I'm going to definitely have to dig this one up.
I was going to say I'll send you a copy.
Oh, cool.
I'll make a copy of it so you can at least see the movie.
Cool. Tony says Eric didn't know that. Oh, I think they're going back and forth about some stuff about the Offspring band. Probably had to look it up to verify, but yep, that's cool. Got to keep them separated, man. Again, I got to be careful. No humming music because I don't want the YouTube gods to come after me.
Cool. Really get us if we hum stuff?
I don't know. I'm probably doing it out of tune or off key, so probably not.
Yeah, I think it's the length as well. I think
there's
how
something
long you go on.
Yeah. I thought Adam meant Eric looked like Duchovny and Ed O'Neill, and I'm thinking he looks like current Matthew Lillard. Okay. Let's see here. Adam says no, LOL. And Toady, Night of Scarecrow has great effects, especially the death of the teen girl. It's a supernatural. I feel like I had to have seen it, but I just don't remember. It starts off with like some guys in a plane, right? And there's some kind of like they bank robbery or heist or something.
No, that's Scarecrows.
See, I think I'm getting the two confused.
Yeah,
maybe
I get Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Okay, that one I'm able to separate out. That's Bubba. I got that one separated, but maybe I did see that. This takes place in a small town.
Yeah, it's very, I guess, by the numbers. It's a young woman comes back to the hometown that she grew up in, and this whole Scarecrow's killing people at the same time. It's by the numbers, but he directs it very well.
Does somebody get killed? And this is where Tyson, your knowledge of farm equipment will help us. What is that? Does somebody get killed by one of those big, like, I don't know what the hell they're called? Where they would go through? Yeah, like a combine kind of thing.
I think you're thinking Dark Night of the Scarecrow now. I think.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I am conflating them all together. I feel like I've seen Night of the Scarecrow. I'm gonna have to go back and check. I don't know. Obviously,
it sounds to me like we need to do a whole big Scarecrow.
Yeah, maybe we do
subgenre.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll rank them during a live stream.
Yeah.
Let's see. Peter probably has 3 copies that he is keeping unopened. Yeah, he probably does.
You're right.
Nope. Eric said, I usually get compared to Ed Sheeran, but I like Matthew Lillard much better. Well, of course. All right. Well, then, so let's see. I think let me see. I think I had a couple more little slides in my. Yeah, there's Night of the Scarecrow, which I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
poster.
It's good.
The box art's really cool. Let's see here, and then we've got.
I can smell the clamshell case.
You really could
on there. Right?
Yeah. I'm assuming this still was from Pumpkinhead Blood Wings. I don't know that I ever saw that one, to be honest with you. I think
I've seen the second one.
I don't know if I've ever.
Kane Hodder's in it.
Okay. Puppet Master 4. I've had the vaguest recollection. I don't really. I don't think I've seen. I definitely know I haven't seen all the Puppet Master sequels, and I just don't. They all kind of bleed together after a while for me. I enjoy them.
Yeah, 4 and 5 were actually shot back to back. They were meant to be one movie, and then Dan decided, hey, I can make some more bread if we.
Yeah, well, that would be the Full Moon way. So I remember when they all came out, and I remember, so then we got the final take here, Mr. Burr. R.I.P. Good sir. I wish I could have had the Rick. You're a fortunate chap that you got to meet him. Definitely would have been cool.
He was a decent guy, man. He really was, and it stinks because just a few days ago we became aware of the fact that Anthony Hickox is back. Who also came from the same era of filmmaking.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Which I don't know if you can see. You probably can see. I got Waxwork right now in a frame above me. So
yeah, it's a great movie too. And the thing is, I think you and I had talked about this before. It's such a shame that there's a whole series of filmmakers from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
You just didn't get to make that transition.
Yep.
Yeah. And really, to me, there's no difference between Rennie Harlan and Jeff Burr in terms of talent. In fact, I would argue that maybe Burr's even more talented in terms of dealing with actors. Mm-hmm. And somehow he just couldn't get there.
Yeah.
You know, which is very similar to Romero. Romero and Carpenter were buddies. Carpenter was always telling him, come to Hollywood, play the game.
Yeah.
And Romero didn't want to do it. And you get the feeling Burr, you know, he had so many war stories about dealing with studios.
Yeah.
That he was just kind of like, I'll just do my thing. And he moves back to Georgia and ends up doing Straight into Darkness, you know?
Yeah. Well, Tyson, I know, can vouch for this. That's kind of why I love them, though, is that they were like, yeah, F Hollywood. I don't want to play that game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And just do your own thing.
One thing I was going to comment on, too, you know, that Rick mentioned, you know, the how talking with Jeff at a convention remind him of Romero. And I've always said of all the, you know, famous horror people I've ever got to meet, George Romero was the easiest going, easiest guy to talk to, most gracious, like, you know, like never let the fame get to him. Like there's a reason you had to wait in his line for 2.5 hours because he would spend
talk to everybody
15 minutes with every person that you know what I mean? And that's I would, the romantic in me wants to believe that there's something about the horror genre and the filmmakers involved in it that you know, that's kind of special, that they you know, they're fans first and filmmakers second. And, you know, when they come to these conventions like that, you know what I mean? It's like they get to geek out with other fans. You know, it's not all about autographs and that type of stuff. And you got to respect guys that you know, are willing to hang out and talk shop.
Yeah. Romero was definitely that type of guy too. Quick Romero story. All right.
Yeah.
So
good.
I go to a Chiller Theater, my wife and kids and I. My kids had seen Dawn of the Dead, love Dawn of the Dead. And so they're like 7 and 9, somewhere in there, right? we go to meet Romero. And they're talking to him, you know, just asking all these questions. And my youngest, Caleb, says, I love Flyboy. Why did he have to die? And Romero's like, oh, well, you see, it's because of the writer. And he just big pause, waiting for some comment. And then he starts laughing. He's like, because I'm the writer. They just didn't get it. Years later, they laugh. But at the time, they're like,
what?
Yeah. But he was a sweet guy, too. You know? And it's great to see filmmakers who will treat you like that. Unlike John Carpenter, who will just stare at you and sign your thing, and then
Well, to be fair, he's the one that decided to actually go to Hollywood, and I have a feeling that might make you a bit jaded. Maybe, perhaps.
Could be. Yeah,
a little bit. So last couple comments here. We've got Tony says, Night Scarecrow is a warlock who is taking all the men's women, and they trap him, and many years later is resurrected and seeks revenge on the town. And yes, that kill is in the movie. See, that description is, I'm 99% sure I've seen this
description. Yeah.
I need to go revisit it because it's been several years, but I do that rings a very strong bell.
I had the Blu-ray of it. It's out of print now, though.
So, okay.
Yeah, I got to see if I can have it.
Will Jason G come back on the pod when he's not climbing mountains? Hopefully, Adam. I hope. I still am in correspondence with him, and he's doing great. I would love to have it back on. So let me see here. Tony, he takes the form of Scarecrow above where he was trapped. Okay. Yeah, again, that all sounds very familiar. Ed Sheeran, LL, I don't see that. That's the back and forth with Eric. Me either, but I get all the time for some reason. And then Tony finally, but I was talking about Rick's out, so I'm so confused. Yes, you're confused. I just read through all these comments. All right, so I guess on that note, I don't know any final thoughts you have, Rick, about the late great Jeff Burr. Rest in peace, dear sir. Your movies, you have a legacy, and you have fans out there that are going to be happy to revisit them and think of you when we do. So any final notes? I think this live stream went exceptionally well, Tyson.
Yeah, I can't believe that we had as many people as we did hang out. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in, and
indeed
GREGAMORTIS and Dave Z and Rick, you know,
absolutely.
I was watching it. You guys did a good job, and it wasn't a bunch of most Friday night shows are filled with a lot of hateful comments and things of that nature. And what you pulled off is just like a bunch of friends hanging out, you know, conversation you would have at a convention. So.
Yeah, I like that. I would love to keep that.
Or at a mom and pop video shop on a Friday night.
I will tell you this.
That's kind of the idea, right?
Moving that brand right in.
Yeah. Very well played, sir. Well played. I will say that. Obviously, being a very tiny channel, I'm sure that helps. I'm sure the bigger one gets the more of a potential, let's just say, opinionated sort that might not be so kind in their opinions will show up. But that being said, I'm the kind of person, I love a diversity of thought and opinion, as long as everybody's like decent and respectful about it and not just doing ad hominem attacks. So, but to your point, I'm extraordinarily thankful that everybody was at least gentle for our first official live stream. And I really appreciate you, Rick, for doing this. I know it was kind of last minute, but when it was a last minute decision. Was obviously we heard about Jeff Burr. I was like, wait, I know a guy who loves Jeff Burr's work as much as I do, and actually then found out your cool stories about him. I'm like, I'm glad we could do it. So I'm definitely happy. And then we've got last little bit here. We got Eric saying, thanks everyone for a fun evening. I appreciate everything you do. Well, Eric, we appreciate you for being here, honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Danny, this was awesome. Thank you so much, Danny. Pumpkin up here. So I don't forget, thanks for tonight, guys. And I'd like to point out, Peter, if I've got the time right, it's like, hold on, 2 a.m. I think it's 2 a.m. He's going to be like, no, you idiot. It's 1. All right. Adam, those trolls are just Daryl's ex-wives.
Loved you.
Did you see what Adam said? Those trolls are just Daryl's ex-wives. Yes, they probably are, Adam. Tony says, a great time for sure. Thanks, Joel. Don't forget, I won the stream. You did. We're going to figure out a way to reward you for that. That's something I would love to do, is be able to like give away stuff. And, because I mean, we get a DVD. I actually have a DVD copy. I got at the dollar store for 50 cents of that shark movie Frenzy we covered way back in the day on HMP. Yeah. I got 2 copies of it because I want to do one as a giveaway.
I love how in one sentence we talk about how much we appreciate all the fans for stopping in and hang out with us, and then the very next we're like, well, let's find the shittiest movies we can to give away to them.
Yeah, let's see what garbage do I have.
Let me see what I got that I can give.
But you know what? I appreciate Tony's and the fact that he won enough that I will not give him the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. That's because Frenzy is
nobody deserves that.
No, nobody deserves that, and Frenzy at least was in its own goofy way kind of fun. So anyway, on that note,
real quick. Just wanted to point out too that I really like Rick's Frankenstein that he's got there. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, the one over here,
up at the top. Yeah, I've got the exact same one. Mine, the nose broke. No, I had to give it to my jump to rebuild the nose.
CVS ever had. I think that's where I got mine, with CVS.
Yeah, I think it was a CVS.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly.
The light actually turns on inside of it. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, then on that note, we will end the stream. Thank you to one and all for attending. Oh, and Peter, hold on. Here we go. Yup. It's 2 a.m. Go to sleep, Peter. Go to sleep. So to all of you, a wonderful Friday 13th. Thank you for being here. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, everybody. And until next time, remember, at Mom and Pop's, our love of... Come on. I totally wasn't expecting me to do that. That was random. Just
the Lords of Salem.
Cool. Never stop.
We were talking about Zombie earlier, right?
We were.
This could cause a little controversy.
We were.
I'm standing by it. Our love of Lords of Salem.
At least mine and yours, and like 2
Never
other people
stops.
out there. Never stops.